Yo, what's really good? Welcome to one of the dopest shows on YouTube where we talk about everything under the sun as long as it gets back to the money, real conversations, and real solutions. I'm your host, Courtnee Edgar. And listen, bro, we got some fire topics for y'all tonight. We gonna lock in on this Wednesday, bro. We tapping in because we going in. You feel me? Listen, but before we do, make sure we like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm because it helps the type of people that like my type of content to reach my type of content, bro. There's people out here who like this type of content and we want to be found by them. You feel me? So, with all that being said, man, let's go ahead and get into the first topic of tonight, bro. But hold up. If you want to support the channel, link is in the comments, link is in the description. Listen, it is not expected, but it's definitely appreciated. All right, because I know how a lot of y'all get, bro. Y'all get crazy. Oh, they asking for money, bro. It's just appreciated because there are people who just actually want to support. All right, so don't come at me. I'm just letting y'all know. I'm just telling you where it's at, just in case you want to support. All right. So let's go ahead and get into the first topic of the night. A Dunkin' Donuts employee, bro. He done crashed out on a man because he said a racial slur. So before I give my thoughts and opinions and all of that good stuff, I'm gonna let y'all watch the video first and then we'll get into it. All right.
Slur has turned deadly. Everything started last Tuesday around 1:30 p.m. in the drive-thru of this Dunkin' on South 50th Street. Tampa police say a 77-year-old customer was upset over the lack of service he was receiving.
The victim parks the car, goes inside, and has an argument with the employee. Was a racial slur that was thrown out at the employee.
That employee was 27-year-old Corey Pujols. According to arrest paperwork, when the elderly man repeated the same racial slur, Pujols punched him once in the face.
The suspect ended up punching the victim so hard that he fell back, hit his head on the ground.
Court documents say the man was rushed to the intensive care unit at TGH, being treated for head and brain injuries. He never regained consciousness, passing away Friday. Gils was initially charged with battery that was upgraded to aggravated manslaughter after the 77-year-old died.
So I'm gonna watch the video again just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Just to make sure I did not miss anything. All right.
A racial slur has turned deadly. Everything started last Tuesday around 1:30 p.m. in the drive-thru of this Dunkin' on South 50th Street. Tampa police say a 77-year-old customer was upset over the lack of service he was receiving.
The victim parks the car, goes inside, and has an argument with the employee. Was a racial slur that was thrown out at the employee.
That employee was 27-year-old Corey Pujols. According to arrest paperwork, when the elderly man repeated the same racial slur, Pujols punched him once in the face.
The suspect ended up punching the victim so hard that he fell back, hit his head on the ground.
Court documents say the man was rushed to the intensive care unit at TGH, being treated for head and brain injuries. He never regained consciousness.
Okay. All right. So let me preface it by saying this. If you are someone and you feel that you are brave enough to speak to someone irrationally, to talk to someone crazy that you don't know, because I know we had this conversation, but on a different topic. So I want to make sure I'm prefacing it properly, right? If you are someone and you're coming to talk crazy to somebody with ill intent, because you're angry because of your orders not getting done properly, so you go in, you want to crash out. You have to then be understanding of the consequences to come. Now, with that being said, the young fella, the employee at Dunkin' Donuts, he should have been calmer. Listen, I don't care what a lot of y'all people say, bro. My main thing is to be straight across the board. I know everything ain't black and white. There are some gray areas, you know, like somebody that I know, they say rainbow shit. They say they got rainbow thinking. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, multiple things can be true at one time, right? In this case, I still think the employee was wrong. First, I get it. Buddy come in already on some BS. He coming in with ill intent. He angry because he didn't get his fucking frosted donut, and now he feeling some type of way because he didn't want to get his fix for the day. So now he talking crazy. He feel as if he can't be touched, right? But you, as the man, the black man, the Dunkin' Donuts employee, I'm sorry to tell you, but you are the employee first. And you need to conduct yourself as such, regardless of what this old nigga is saying. This man is 70. This man probably was 70-something years old, because if he died because he got punched in the face and hit his head, 9 times out of 10, he like a 70-something-year-old man, 60, 70-something-year-old man. He probably could barely walk. So you then should already have the discernment to be like, you know what? I'm going to let you rock out, old nigga. I'm going to let you rock out simply because I know you old and you think you can just say what you want to say. So I'm going to let you live with that. I'm going to let you live on that. Live on that. That's between you and God, bro. That's between you and God. And just left it at that. Or you could have just walked away and said, look, manager, I'm not finna deal with this because I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might crash out on him if he keep talking. So get the manager, have the manager come up and have them deal with it. Because this is the problem. I'm sorry for all of y'all crash outs who say, well, when are we gonna stop turning the other cheek? Stop walking away, bruh. Forever. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Now, because of your reaction, you in jail for manslaughter, bruh. You in jail for manslaughter. Because of what somebody said. That's the point. You crashing out for no reason. You crashing out for nothing. Now you going to jail. Your day just went from however your day was going before that man walked in, your shit just instantly ended that day because of your reaction. I don't give a fuck what nobody else talking about. Well, you can't tell somebody how to respond. Listen, bro, if the result is gonna be the negative, which means you gonna end up in jail, yes, I fucking can, bro. Don't even waste your time, bro. Don't waste your time. Walk away. You got another day. You live another day. Go sleep that shit off. Go smoke it off. Go drink it off. Do whatever you gotta do. I 110% disagree with the actions of the Dunkin' Donut employee, and I don't give a fuck what none of y'all say. I stand 10 toes on what the fuck I said. So you can call me Uncle Tom. You can call me anything, but understand what? I like my motherfucking freedom. One thing that I've learned, the more things that you tend to acquire in life, the more things that you get, more money, when you get family, when you have other things in life that you've acquired through your hard work, through your preparation, just overall, just growth overall, you realize you got more to lose than anything. So therefore, I'm not going to put myself in a fucked up situation where all the shit that I've acquired, I can now lose all of this shit just because I wanted to crash out. Because somebody was saying some racial slurs. How long have these niggas been saying this shit, dog? How long? At what point you gonna stop giving it power? Oh, you a nigga. Cool. You a nigga too. I called you a nigga the other day. The word nigga at this point for me is across the board for everybody. White people do nigga shit. Mexicans do nigga shit. Black people do nigga shit. Asians do nigga shit. What other races we got? All other races, they do nigga shit. So that is not exclusive just to black people. So when nigga come in and say, hey, you nigger, guess what? You ain't finna get this donut though. You can get the fuck out. You can get the fuck out the establishment. Or if anything, if you wanted to put your hands on him, you could have walked around the corner, dragged him by his motherfucking shirt, and said, get your bitch ass up out of here, bro. Since you want to act out. See, there's many different ways you could have went about this situation that would not have resulted in you being in jail. But I'm the Uncle Tom though. All right, bet. You got it. You got it. You got it. Cause guess what? Now you finna be fighting for your life in jail. You finna be fighting every day. Crazy. No, you lying to me. I know you lying to me, dog. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Bruh, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure y'all hit that bell notification. So look, I want to move on to the next topic because these are my two quick hitters for the day. Well, I don't call them quick hitters, I call them icebreakers. My two icebreakers for the day. So that was that. So make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure y'all hit that bell notification. All right. So I want to move on to this next topic. Another icebreaker. Not going to spend a lot of time on it. So I just want to go ahead and get into it. So a woman is filming her husband and complaining because he called her fat, basically. So let's just get into it, bro. I'll give my thoughts. Let's go ahead and get into it, bro. Let's just get into it. Because this is wild. This is wild to me.
My husband, simply because I'm not a gym girl and I don't go to the gym often, as he quote do it, whatever, and I have gained weight.
You have. What's the problem? You can't. Well, I'm not sure why you can't understand that you gain weight, and I'm not really attracted to you like that no more.
What do you mean? How though? I just had your baby, so what do you mean you're not attracted to me no more because I gained weight?
You had the baby 2 years ago.
Okay, and
2 years.
Okay, and everybody just don't snatch back. So what? I didn't snatch back.
You didn't.
After 2 years? All right.
You need 2 years to snatch back if you would have got your ass in the gym. It's just that simple.
So that's what it is. You don't want me no more because
I didn't say I didn't want you no more. You got the opportunity to get.
If you're not attracted to me, you don't want me. You don't want me no more because I gained weight after bearing your child.
Girl math. I'm not. That's not what I said. What I said is, yeah, when we get to doing it, I'm not really feeling you like I was when we first came in this relationship. Hell, you look way better. I'm just being honest with you. So it's not. You should understand what I'm saying. If I gained weight and you was in the gym, wouldn't you feel the same way?
No, because I love you. At the end of the day, if I love you, then it doesn't matter how you look.
Cap.
What do you mean? I gained what, 25 pounds?
So since I love you, I should just be okay with you just gaining
30
pounds and not doing nothing, just sitting around the house.
Yeah, sitting around the house, making sure your kid is good, feeding your kid. Like, what do you want me to do?
So you can't feed the kids and go to the gym?
You already know I be having too much stuff going on, so why do I have to do all of that? You go to the gym. Like, that's what you like to do. That's not what I like to do.
But you don't
At this point, you don't like how I look because I gained weight.
Yeah, that's true. You keep saying it like it's just going to make me feel some type of way.
And you should.
Like, no, that's how I feel. So that's how I'm going to keep feeling. You don't pay no bills, so why is it that you got so much going on with the kids that you can't go to the gym?
Oh, and she don't pay bills. See, here we go. We got another example. Before I let it continue to keep playing, y'all see this, right? Y'all see what's happening here, right? There's a couple of things that she's already doing wrong, but I'm just gonna let it keep playing.
So I have never been a gym girly. So why all of a sudden I have to quote be some type of gym girly for you?
Because you picked up weight. So you ain't got to be a gym girly, but you could go to the gym, at least try to do something to protect your health. Do something. Do you want to be around for your kids?
What do you mean protect my health? Like, I'm not that bigger. What do you mean? You act like I'm on 600-pound life or something.
You out of shape. It's just that simple. You walk up the stairs and you breathing hard and shit.
You do too.
What? You lying?
You do too.
Stop lying, yo. Stop lying. I don't breathe hard. You breathing hard, just laying around doing nothing. You can go to the gym. You can go to the gym. I don't know why you acting like it's such a big deal for you to go to the gym. You don't got nothing else to do. You take care of kids, you feed kids.
Right, and that's taking care of kids. Kids is a lot of responsibility. What do you mean?
Man, get out of here.
Draining.
I come back to the house and help with the kids.
Barely. You spend 2 hours at the gym and barely even getting any type of muscle at that.
Now you trying to. Now who's body shaming for real? Now
it doesn't now because you're talking about me. But if you at the gym for 2 hours, you will be a bit more muscular than that.
Yeah, well,
right?
I also play ball, so I'm not picking up weight the same as what I could, but because I'm also doing a lot of cardio, I'm picking up weight. I'll pick up weight if I don't do so much cardio. But at the same time, I'm not fat. I'm not fat.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm fat now.
If the shoe fit.
No, what do you mean if the shoe fit? You talking directly to me as is.
I mean, shit. If the shoe fit, wear it.
Wow. Okay. All right. Okay.
All right. Well, if you want to save our marriage, you want to save,
Oh shit.
So you willing to leave me simply because I'm not going to the gym? That's nuts.
Listen,
man.
you can come to the gym.
Kids.
You can come to the gym with me. Come to the gym with me. It's not like you ain't gotta. You can come to the gym and work out with me.
So who gonna have the kids?
Lazy.
Who gonna have the kids?
You drop them off at your mom's house whenever you trying to go out any other time.
That's crazy. And if I'm out long, I'm not out that long for them to be keeping them. What do you mean? You at the gym 2 hours. I don't have nobody to sit here.
Go drop the kids off at your mom's house like you normally do on the weekend. Tell her you're gonna be back in 2 hours and we go to the gym.
Whatever.
How about that?
Getting body shamed.
That is crazy. Okay. So there's a couple of things right here. First and foremost, why you putting that shit on camera? That's one. A lot of things you need to keep private. Stop putting shit on the internet all the fucking time. You don't need to bring in your personal life. Because what you're doing, not only are you exposing your husband, but you're exposing yourself. There have been a lot of conversation, a lot of women talking about how men need to be more expressive. They need to be honest. They need to say how they feel. They need to be a little bit more in tune with their emotions and things like that. But then the moment that he does, when he tells you what it is, because mind you, if you know who your husband is, if you know the type of person that he is, the way that he speaks, it may not be the way that you want him to speak. Because a lot of y'all women, y'all love to use this whole, well, it ain't about what you said, but it's how you said it. Fuck all that. You want him to express himself. You want him to be honest. You want him to communicate. He communicated it to you. And then what happened? You got in your feelings. You feel some type of way. Wow. Now all of a sudden, oh, well, what about I had kids? I had a kid 2 years ago. Shorty, that was 2 years ago. That was 2 years ago. Your husband, we ain't talking about a boyfriend. We're talking about a husband. Your husband has expressed to you that he's not attracted to you as he once was. Now, mind you, he didn't even say she had to be a gym girl. He just said, get back in the gym, meaning start exercising more, get back in shape, because what y'all don't understand is not necessarily the looks. Of course, the looks is a byproduct of you working out and taking care of yourself. But the fact that you started to rebuild that discipline within yourself, being consistent, going to the gym, that creates a whole new behavior that is attractive to men. That's the part that you're missing, but you're so focused on the fact that he called you unattractive, that he's not attracted to you. Then all of a sudden you say that he don't want you no more. He didn't say that. He just said he's not attracted to you at this point. And it can go the same. And look, and the thing is, it can be reversed. It can be the same thing. There's a lot of men who let themselves go. They stop going to the gym. They get sluggish. They don't have the motivation anymore to do anything. So they just slouch around, drink a beer, sit on the couch, watch TV all fucking day. They go to work, eat, sleep, shit, go back to work, do the same shit over and over and over. They ain't doing nothing. They don't have any ambitions or anything. They're not going to the gym. They just continue to just sit there, gain weight, get out of shape and all that. So it goes the same thing. And you as the woman, you're sitting there looking at this big slob like, man, I ain't even attracted to you no more. How the fuck why would I even want to have sex with you? So it goes both ways. This isn't just a woman thing. I get that. But this is your husband expressing himself to you, telling you, look, I love you. And because I love you, I want to be honest with you. I'm not attracted to you right now. I'm not. What you then should do as the wife is then, you know what? I need to reflect. What is it that I can do? What is it that I need to do to make sure I can align myself so that way I can start getting back in shape? Because my husband isn't attracted to me anymore. Y'all do know marriage is for better or for worse, right? Through sickness and through health, right? So that means you are with this nigga until the end of time. That's what you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be with this motherfucker. So therefore, if your husband explains, if he tells you, listen, I feel some type of way about this. I'm expressing this to you. This is how I feel. This is why I'm not attracted to you right now. The last thing you need to be worried about getting is upset. You're like, okay, all right, I understand that. You know what? I have been slacking. I do understand. I do see that, my clothes ain't fitting the way that it once was. You know what? I know I did have a kid, but that was 2 years ago. So, you know what? I'm going to do my best. I'm going to start back doing it. Nobody's saying you got to go up there and start working out 2 hours a fucking day, 30 minutes a day. And as much as y'all use Amazon anyway, you know how much equipment shit you can get off of Amazon and do work from home workouts. You can do a lot of workout at home. And you got YouTube, you got TikTok, you got all these different people, all these fitness influencers giving y'all the byproduct look. You got the beginner's workout, full body workout. You can do your squats, you can do your push-ups, you can do your curls, you can do your little whatever exercise that you want to do. You can go and buy some kettlebells, you can go and buy some dumbbells, buy you some little cute dumbbells from Target or from Amazon. Buy your little bandit straps. There are so many different things that you can do. Buy you treadmills. Treadmills are cheaper now. Go and buy you one of them compact treadmills and start walking on them hoes again. And start getting yourself back into the rhythm of it. At this point, it ain't no excuse. You just being lazy. Real talk, you just being lazy. And that goes for both sides. I'm not just talking about women. I'm talking about both sides because men do it too. But if you want your men to start talking to y'all, expressing shit to y'all, you got to learn to be receptive to it and stop getting in your goddamn feelings when people say shit to you. Fuck how he said it. It's what he said. That's the important part. It's what he said. Key factor. He's not attracted to you. Okay, well, how the fuck do we fix that? Because why wouldn't the person that you're supposed to be laying down with every night, the person that you're supposed to be spreading them cheeks open for, that he's supposed to be hip thrusting you all the time, he ain't attracted to you right now. That don't mean it can't change. So you need to get to work. Get out of your fucking feelings. I get it. Women are emotional. I understand that. But still, get out of your emotions for a second and understand what he's saying, because your husband is trying to express some shit to you. He's trying to tell you what's going on since you want to know. But then you got the audacity to put him on camera too? You bugging. No excuse. There is no excuse. You have no excuse. You had a kid 2 years ago. So where's the excuse? You know how many women have gotten back on, as soon as they had that baby, just a few months after that, they right back into the gym and they snatch back like that? What are we talking about? And then you want to clown him. Well, it is kind of wild if he's actually going to the gym. You know what I'm saying? He probably should have at least some more definition, because don't like he got the type of definition, but I could be wrong. You feel me? But ain't no telling what kind of workout that he's doing. You know, he probably just doing high rep exercise. He ain't really pushing no weight for real. Could be, but the fact of the matter is he's in the gym. He's playing basketball, so he's staying in shape, so he's getting his cardio up. He's being active. One way or the other, he's being active, being healthy, moving his body. So nah, I don't agree with her doing that. And no, ain't nothing you can say. And suggests that the way his approach is coming off is slightly insensitive. As a woman and a mother, I don't make excuses. Having children doesn't mean you neglect your health. It should motivate you even more. No, it's not coming off insensitive, because you have to look at it as its entirety though. How many times has he said this? That's one. based off, I'm pretty sure this isn't the first time they had a conversation like this. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of times he hinted at it or told her, hey man, let's go to the gym. Hey, let's get into the gym. Hey, let's do something. Hey, let's get active. Hey, let's do this. Hey, let's do that. But all of a sudden he tell, look, man, the reason I ain't telling you to spread your cheeks for me is because I ain't attracted to you right now. And it is what it is. You just gonna have to take that. You gonna have to take that that gut punch. It is what it is. You gonna have to take that punch to the stomach and live with it, because that's how your husband is feeling right now. The man that you're supposed to love, admire, and respect. How he said it ain't got shit to do with nothing. It don't. How long is he supposed to wait? Life gets tough, yes, but there's no reason to let yourself go. Yup. Even at home, there are countless ways to stay in shape. Your body is a foundation. Take care of it. Exactly. So listen, man, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe for the algorithm, and let me know what y'all think about this topic too, man. So that is crazy. That is crazy, bro. I just don't understand it, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure y'all hit that bell notification dial. And if you want to support the channel, link is in the description as well as pinned in the comments as well. All right, so let's go ahead and move over to the next topic, dog. The main topic of tonight. Angel Reese. Boy, Angel Reese been in the goddamn media for a minute, boy. It's always something. At one moment it's because she can't make fucking layups. Now you got people crashing out on her because she became a face of the NBA 2K26. You know, you got people giving their thoughts and opinions on it, and then boom, RG3 hits the scene. You know, he's giving his thoughts and opinion on Angel Reese, claiming that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. Now this new situation comes up with Angel Reese being on NBA 2K26. Then there was a tweet that he did where he reposted of a monkey, which is supposed to be Angel Reese on the NBA 2K26 cover, and he was basically saying that, hey, this shit ain't cool. Why you doing that? But people are getting angry because he's defending Angel Reese in that regard. But people are getting mad because he reposted it and it's getting more recognition. Do you want him to protect her or not? But you know what? Let me stop talking. Let's get into the video, bro. Because this shit is wild to me. You understand me? Fucking wild. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, bro. Let's get to it. Because this shit is dire.
And Doug.
Well, we don't want that.
Are you here for Tracy?
That's what we don't want.
I'm tired for you.
The narrative is tired. My question though for I got chocolate on me. My biggest question though for RG3 is like, why do you keep Angel's name in your mouth? I feel like there's, I don't know if he's obsessed with her.
It's his wife. That's why.
I don't know who it is. I'm just tired of it. But I only saw that image when he posted it. I didn't see it. I didn't see it anywhere else.
I think at the point that image was not really, hadn't gone viral, was on a small account, had a limited amount of viewership on it, and he now elevates to get several million impressions on his tweet.
So to say, you know, it's racist and we shouldn't do it and racism doesn't work, why are you sharing it? Because the only time I saw it was when he posted it. And then to say that somebody in Angel Circle called him and told him that she hates Caitlin.
That's sick.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, that's sick.
It just is. And at some point, like as a grown man, like go find something else to do. And
No. I'm stopping. No. He can critique the way that he want to fucking critique. If he felt that he needed to defend Angel Reese in regard to that post, he could do what the fuck he want to do. Just because y'all have a disdain for RG3 because he's a black man that's married to a white woman, y'all feel as if he ain't got no room to talk about anything. Y'all think that he can't speak on a black woman. Fuck out of here with that shit. You can miss me with all of that. You can miss me with all of that shit that y'all talking about. Everything that you talking about. Now, do I think it's a little bit outlandish for him to say that Caitlin Clark, that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark? If she does, it is what it is. But who gives a fuck? It's basketball. Does she hate her in real life? Probably not. But when you on the court, absolutely. What's wrong with that? But I think the one thing that I don't like about, and this has nothing against Cheryl Swoops, but her sentiment when it comes to black women as a whole. Listen, bro, every woman don't have to be protected in that regard. If somebody says something that you don't like, that don't mean you got to come to their rescue all the time. They are in the public eye. People can criticize. People have their opinion, their thoughts about certain people. At one point, people were saying Angel Reese was trash. I still think she's trash. I don't give a fuck how many good games she had. If she had 5 straight good games, cool. You still got to prove to me, dog. You still got to prove to me that you worth the salt to be talked about as one of them ones. Just, oh yeah, she had 5 games. She putting in buckets. Cool. Keep doing it. Keep going. Let's see how long that train lasts. Because then when you flip the script, look at guys like LeBron James, criticized since the day that he came into the league, still getting criticized to this day, and still able to maintain his greatness. Angel Reese got a long fucking way to go, bro. Ain't nobody cutting her no fucking slack because she's a black woman, bro. Y'all say y'all wanted to get paid. Y'all say y'all wanted the spotlight like the NBA players. So guess what comes with that? Criticism. A lot of it. Especially if you think you one of them ones. If you think you like that. If you think that you deserve that spotlight. If you think that you deserve the $30 million dollar deals when you got your own shoe deals and shit. And that's dope. Hey, get your shoe deal, get your money, get your bread. I ain't tripping on that. Hey, if the businesses say that you are great and you're marketable, do your motherfucking thing. But that does not mean you are above criticism on any fucking level. I don't care who you are. You trying to tell somebody, oh, you need to shut up. You need to shut up because I'm so tired of hearing you. Well, see, stop looking and get off social media if you're so tired of seeing them. Because if that's what you're supposed to do. You got people on here right now. I guarantee you there's going to be people after this show. They're going to come in, man, who the fuck is this clown talking shit? Nigga, I'm going to talk my shit regardless, whether you like it or not. I'm going to talk my motherfucking talk.
Instead of sitting here trying to pit Angel against Caitlin, I think both of them have actually said they don't hate each other. But I will also say if they don't like each other, that's okay.
Okay.
Like, it's a lot of people I don't like.
Me too. There's a lot of people I hate.
Me too.
It's okay if they don't like each other. I think there are a lot of NBA guys that don't like each other, but it's not blown out of proportion like this is. And he's talking about other people that are part of the problem. Like, you're a big part of the problem.
How?
Shout out to her mom.
So Shaq responded recently as well and said, had a direct threat to RG3, said if you ever post another monkey post of Angel again, he will punch you in your effing face.
As he should.
I believe it was Shaq's words. Shaq and Angel obviously work together at Reebok, like his little sister. They're very present in LSU games. And
yeah, I'm trying to figure out, is he posting it? Uncle Ruckus.
What'd you say?
Is he posting it as like, I'm showing the world this, and then I stand back and then pretend that I don't condone this, but I'm the one that's presenting it for the world to see.
Very offensive imagery.
I feel that Snow Bunny, but I gotta rock the hat today. I feel it, you know what I'm saying? You can still see the shine though, but I gotta rock the hat today. I appreciate you though.
I am so done with cooking. Cook Unity has changed.
Because the last thing I'll say, I don't even want to talk about that monkey picture he posted. Like, for me, it should be about a celebrating, like Angel being only the third Black WNBA player to be on the cover of NBA 2K with Candace, Asia, and Angel.
That's all.
Like we should be celebrating that.
Nope.
We should be celebrating whether you like it or not. We should be celebrating Angel Reese getting a signature shoe. Like,
yeah, I'll celebrate her getting a signature shoe because we know a lot of people who haven't done anything as of yet to get a signature shoe. That's understood. I'll celebrate that. Like I said, I'm not gonna tell you not to get a bag, but that don't mean you're above criticism. What you talking about? I'm not finna celebrate some shit that I don't agree with. The fuck is wrong with you? Nope. Should Angel Reese be on the cover of NBA 2K26? Absolutely not. And nope, she ain't done nothing. She ain't done nothing to be on there. She ain't kicking no ass like that. That's just like saying, yeah, bro, we finna put Bronny James on the NBA 2K27 as of right now. Man, everybody will lose their shit. I don't want to hear that, dog.
Like those are things in the women's game that have been unheard of. And for her to be able to grace the cover of NBA 2K, talking about her signature shoe, her release, like RG3, you want to go post something completely different and then blame it on somebody else when we should be celebrating what's going on in the women's game today.
Yeah, we talked about it. And, I sit here as like them liking or not liking each other is irrelevant, right? It's irrelevant, but it's the safest topic in sports, black versus white, because that's been done through history, right? It's the American way, black versus white. That's more comfortable than the reality. And it's because it's lazy journalism, right? Instead of saying, hey, these two girls or women both got signature shoes within damn near 12 months of being professionals. That's a celebration.
Yeah, that's a celebration.
Being on the cover, that's a celebration. Having McDonald's, because the more I don't.
That's a celebration. I agree.
Care if you say they belong. There are numbers. One is playing basketball. One is playing media and understanding fucking business. Okay, period. I don't care if you like Angel or not, but she's opening doors that the others didn't or couldn't have. She's understanding her 100%. Value in opening it up, right? She's knocking down doors that wasn't kicked before.
But Gil,
you got to let that happen.
But that's the problem, though. Nobody's criticizing Angel Reese because of what she's doing because of her social media presence. Nobody is tripping off of that. But the problem is they act as if we need to champion Angel Reese because she's a black woman, bro. No. The issue, the bigger issue is this. Nobody liked it when people were talking about Angel Reese on the fucking court. It then, because she was playing so egregiously, it led to people saying, well, shit, she can't even hit a fucking layup, but she out here doing podcasts and shit. That's what led to that shit. Like, well, you can't even hit a layup, but you got McDonald's deals? You can't make layup, but all these companies want to invest in you. They want to sponsor you. So it must be your presence in social media. It must be your presence as just your marketability overall. And I'll give you your flowers for that. I'll give you your flowers for that. Absolutely. You have a following. Angel Reese is very marketable. Now, if she can just tap into her game, if she had I'll give you this right here. If Angel Reese tapped into her game like Caitlin Clark taps into her game, she'd be doing Michael Jordan numbers. She'll be doing LeBron James numbers easily, without fucking question. Now, I said that as a reference so you can understand what I'm saying. Would she probably be doing LeBron James or Michael Jordan numbers? Probably not, but I'm pretty sure she'd be close, or somewhere in the vicinity. That's all people are saying. You're in the media like crazy, but your game ain't. It's not parallel, bro. You're in the media over here. You doing top tier shit. If people saw you in the media, they'd be like, "Oh, you a hooper? Oh, she must be like that." But then when they see you on the court, you be like, "What the fuck is this shit?" That's the issue. But y'all made it an issue when RG3 said some shit about her. Then talk about, oh, it's a black and white thing. It ain't got shit to do with that. It's sports. We gonna talk about, y'all want the visibility, people gonna talk about it. People gonna criticize you. Y'all can't make fucking layups. We were doing a show last night on Banter and Barter. And Unbiasedly Raw, he pretty much said he went to a game, he watched the game, and he said for 15 minutes straight, nobody scored a bucket. 15 minutes. Do you know how long 15 minutes is for you not to get a fucking bucket? 15 minutes. That's a long fucking time. And y'all want to talk, oh, she's a black woman, and you know we got a champion in that. Nope. I ain't champion shit that I don't agree with. I don't advocate for none. I'm not advocating for it at all. I'm only giving her flowers on the social media side and the fact that she's marketable. That's all I'm giving you your flowers for. And yes, she is opening up doors. I will give her that.
Sorry, because I'll let you finish, because I agree with that. But here's the other thing. You're saying one's playing basketball.
Both. Like, no, both. But no, okay.
But here's the thing. At the beginning of the season, when Angel wasn't playing very well, she even said,
I've been trying to configure this field for an hour, but this CRM sucks.
You just dope.
Maybe it's time to stand up.
Not playing well.
If you dope, you just fucking dope. Do I believe Caitlin Clark is as marketable as Angel Reese? No. But Caitlin Clark is better than Angel Reese when it comes to the sport. What's wrong with that?
Now all of a sudden she has 9 fucking doubles in a row, and nobody's talking about what she's doing on the basketball court now. So again, RG3, you were one of the main ones in the beginning talking about, oh, Angel Reese, she focusing too much on the Met Gala, she focusing too much on off the court stuff, right? Just like a whole lot of other people. And now that she is showing I can do both, nobody wants to talk about like Angel Reese is balling right now.
Because balling on and off. Because the narrative wasn't her balling. Because she could. Right. You know, it was easy for us to tell. Oh, this is why. Like, they're both knocking down doors that needed to be knocked 100%. Down. And even if you're from the outside looking in, whatever you guys wanted, whatever that was complained about in the W before, is being answered, and everyone's going to benefit from it, right? When LeBron James came into the league and he signed that $100 million contract before he stepped foot, do you think everybody was sitting there like, yeah? No, they hated him. They hated him.
They hated that.
Only the smart.
They hated him, but guess what? LeBron James had his game to back it up. Couldn't nobody touch LeBron James throughout his entire fucking career. Nobody. So that's the bigger difference. That's a huge difference between the two. Angel Reese, 5 games, but this her second year. She just starting to fuck. Well, how many years Angel Reese been in the league? This is her second year, right? So she just now starting to get some traction and having 5 straight games where she's playing good. Yeah, all right. Keep that shit going. Let's figure this out. Keep doing it. Let's see how you do it for the rest of the entirety of the season. If you can keep those numbers up, I'll talk different. I'll say something different. But until then, I still got the same sentiment. Trash.
Only the smart ones, like a Kobe, is sitting there like, oh, he got a hun. Cool. When I re-up, that's the mark now. The mark was here before. They was only giving us 30, 40 million. They giving the rookie 100. Meaning the MVPs, the most valuable, we get to piggyback off of that 100.
And
someone kicks down the door.
People don't really understand and realize, right? Mm-hmm. Like I had this conversation with someone a couple of weeks ago, and I said, when I signed my very first contract with Nike, like getting my first signature shoe, my contract was $175,000.
That was
right.
But hold on, sure, that was big bread back in the day.
And I was like, damn, I've made it, right?
No, bro.
But I will tell you, I never thought that I would sit here today and see players like a Caitlin Clark signing a $20 million contract with Nike. What I love about that a lot of people can't see and understand is a Juju Watkins, who is a Nike athlete, can now go and be like, oh, I see where the money is. Like, I see what y'all are doing now. Absolutely. Juju benefits from that. Asia re-upping her deal benefits from that. Like, every athlete who's with whatever brand that is, you can see what Angel's doing, what Caitlin's doing, and you can look at that and say, oh, I will be the next one. But that's, huh?
That's a big inspiration.
It is.
But that's what that's what I'm saying.
But it's not just about that
No, what I'm
part.
saying is that's the conversation people don't want to look at. You have to sit back, remove your ego, and say, listen, we wanted more money.
Yeah, like everybody does.
Yeah.
Right? I want more money.
Yeah.
More money's here. Don't complain how it's coming. I don't care how it's coming. If you came in and you kicked the door down, now I get $2 more million than I was supposed to get before. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Right.
Now I get to get my grind, and I don't think people are looking at that.
That's the way it's supposed
I know.
That's because people don't like to see things move forward.
Yeah.
Either.
It's moving forward. We got private
People hate to
planes.
see
Like
things move forward and things.
It ain't even about it moving forward. People aren't tripping about the fact that things are moving forward. It's about the type of people that you're moving it forward with. You gotta, at the end of the day, these people are still supposed to be representing on the court, not just out in social media. You're supposed to be representing on the court too. That's what you get paid to do. That's what they know you for. So if you aren't representing yourself on the court, why the fuck would then other companies want to invest in you if you ain't even putting out on the court?
I don't give a fuck why I got a private plane. Motherfucker, I'm in a private plane now. Whoever, hey, like the NBA, Detroit Pistons, bad boys, the niggas who was clotheslining you, they had a private plane that opened up private plane. So if you, hey Jordan, you got
Michael Jordan had skills, but Michael Jordan had a story behind him. That's what made him marketable. That's what made Michael Jordan marketable. Michael Jordan was still marketable. That's why he was able to get that shoe deal. And he got his own brand and all that shit. That's because he was marketable. But his skills back that up though.
Clothesline for them private planes, goddamn it,
Man, I just had to buy.
We got private planes.
Had to buy the nastiest cereal because Angel Reese's face was on it. The Wheaties, daughter. I remember buying it.
Yes.
Jordan had it. The Jordan was on the cover, so.
I agree. Nobody plays like him, but I do believe that there are players that are better than him. LeBron James being one of them. That's a fact. That's a fact. And speaking on what Swaggy just said, I'm not finna buy no Wheaties just because Angel Reese's face is on it. That's cap. I'm not finna do that.
You're not a fan of Wheaties, Swaggy?
But every time you're the first to do, but every time like you're the first to do something,
But I
bought it because she was on the cover.
Nope.
The damn Reese's Pieces,
that stuff
whatever it was.
it didn't happen back in the day. And I can look at just so many opportunities that they have today that I'm like, damn, it's about time. You know, because even back then, like I know people were always like, damn, Tina Thompson should have a lipstick line because of the lipstick she wears. But beauty brands were like, no, we're not interested.
Yeah.
And today you can look at so many of these women across the league that are just getting opportunity after opportunity. And to me, that's what it's supposed to be about. Like somebody has had to be the first to say, this is where we are right now, but y'all deserve so much better and more than what we have. And that to me is absolutely what's happening today. So when people like an RG3 does the type of shit that he's been doing, I'm like, we don't need you. We don't need you on this side. Just stay over there.
I don't even think RG3 want to be on y'all side. I think RG3 wants to be in his own lane, and he gonna talk the way he talks. I think that's the advantage he got. Y'all even on this couch, y'all tiptoeing around the conversation. Y'all don't want to speak ill on the conversation. Y'all don't want to speak ill on a black woman because you got another black woman on the show. Y'all are afraid to talk your talk because none of y'all niggas hold anything back when it comes to anybody in the NBA. Y'all niggas be yelling, screaming, arguing, cursing, everything. But as soon as it comes to a woman in WNBA, then all of a sudden she a black woman on top of it. God forbid a nigga say something negative about her. Then all of a sudden, we don't want you over here. We don't need all of that negativity over here. We need to celebrate a champion because we're knocking down doors. We're pushing, we're opening the doors for other people. We need to be championing this shit. Boy, you better shut the fuck up talking to me. That's what you better do. I don't want to hear none of that. I want the same fucking energy. I want the same fucking energy across the board. Have that same fucking energy across the fucking board. And Cheryl Swoops, anyway, she's only biased. She's 100% biased in the situation anyway. 100% biased in this entire situation. Can't nobody say nothing wrong about it. Can't nobody say anything wrong about Angel Reese. You can say Angel Reese got an ugly foot. Well, why are you talking about it? Why are you talking about a black woman's foot? Why are you talking about her foot? Angel Reese, she needs to stop wearing them long eyelashes. Well, why you gotta talk about her eyelashes for? See, this is the problem. See, women can't do, man, shut all that bullshit up, bro. We talking about basketball, bro. We ain't talking about all the extra shit. He's here. RG3 gives serious Jason Fatlock vibes. No, he don't, bro. He don't give Jason. They just speak. They just talk and they talk, dog. They just talk their talk. Cool. You may not agree with what they say, but you got to be able to look at it from an objective standpoint. I don't agree with a lot of things that Jason Whitlock says, but I can understand the sentiment of it. I can understand where he's coming from. And there are some things that he's accurate about. Is Angel Reese balling right now as of a 6-game stretch? Yeah, she's balling. Give her that. But that doesn't mean I didn't change my mind to say, well, nah, bro, I don't think she's trash. No, I still think she's fucking trash. She still got a lot of work to do. She still got a lot of work to do. She still got a lot of proving for me to do. She still has a lot of proving. Because she ain't proved shit to me yet. All she just proved to me that she can go on the streak. Can you withhold that? Can you continue to keep doing the same thing night over night, year after year after year, month after month after month? Can you continue to do that? Then we'll have a different conversation. Because I said the same thing about Kobe Bryant. When Kobe Bryant first hit the scenes, I said he was fucking trash. I said Kobe Bryant is trash, bro. That nigga trash. But then over time, I saw his work ethic. I saw the effort that he put in. I saw that he was doing egregious things. Going crazy. And then I realized, I said, you know what? Kobe that dude. Still ain't better than Bron, but he that dude. He that guy. He that guy. I'll give that to him. So
and keep doing what you're doing.
Never needed them.
Well, it questions people's growth to me too when I see people like that, Hayden.
Like what? Like RG3?
Yeah, just your growth into seeing where you see athletes are going. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when I made my decision to go overseas, I didn't think that it was gonna, be as big as what it is. But now that I see high school kids getting paid and all this stuff, it's like, damn, like that was the reason why we fought for this. So, I'm happy. So I think it just speaks to people's growth and where they are in their life.
And ignorant.
But question for you,
I live in this world where
100% right.
I live in a space where if you like the sport, how are you picking one?
To start a podcast with Riverside, all you need is a concept and a way to record it. Here's how.
Like, do you like greatness or you don't?
Yeah.
Like, I'm confused.
about, bro? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Gil? What are you talking about, Gil? What are you talking about, Gil? I'm sorry. Most of the things I agree with you on a lot of things I agree with you on. But what are you talking about right here? Let me let you finish. Let me let you finish your thought. Let me let you get your shit out before I say something.
On, like, how do you like one side and then hate the other? It just doesn't ever make sense to me. Like, it's like.
But you know what?
It's like, are you
I will say this.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I can't speak for everybody. Like, for me, it's not even about picking a side, like liking one and hating the other. For me, it's about not liking some of the fans that have all of a sudden come over, and they're making it more than basketball, right? Mm-hmm. Like, they're throwing in the racism, they're throwing in the hate. That's the part where I'm like, we don't need that. But from a basketball standpoint, to watch the talent, to watch the game today, like, I like all of it. Mm-hmm. I told somebody the other day, to me, Caitlin Clark right now, the best part of her game to me is her passing. Mm-hmm. Like, her ability to see shit before everybody else sees it. She gets the ball where it needs to be. Like, I have zero hate for her. I appreciate her game. What I don't appreciate is all the ugly nastiness that comes with it, right? But I do think it's fair for people to be like, well, Angel's my favorite player. Caitlin's my favorite player. Asia's my favorite player. Like, everybody's going to have a favorite player. It doesn't mean that you like this player and you hate that player. You just happen to have a favorite player that you like. I want to see her do well. For me, I want to see all of them do well. I want to see all of them get a bag. And that's exactly where the game is today. But I think it's okay to be like, nah, I'm rocking with her all day long.
They're just not having. It just seems like they don't want to have the real conversation, and it's just easier.
When you say they, who's they?
The public, the media.
But you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, Snow Bunny? When it comes to the WNBA, everything we gotta walk on eggshells. You can't say what you want to say. All the egregious shit that these niggas say in the NBA about all these NBA players, they be talking about everything outside of basketball to try to prove why they feel as if this one person is greater than the other. They talk about all these different topics. You got people comparing Bronny James to Michael Jordan's sons. You got people talking about, well, LeBron James' son is in the NBA and he's thriving, but look at Dwayne Wade's kids. Bro, what are we talking about? But nobody says anything. Nobody bats a fucking eye. Nobody says anything. You don't hear anybody on Gils Arena. You don't hear anybody across sports media. You don't hear Cheryl Swoops. Nobody talking about any of that shit. Well, why y'all got to talk about their kids? You don't hear none of that shit. But as soon as you talk about somebody in the WNBA, all of a sudden, well, why don't we just celebrate the fact that they're doing it? And, we had to go through these obstacles because at one point we didn't have it. Yeah, at one point the NBA didn't have it either. At one point, they couldn't get the views. Y'all remember when they were going down here before Michael Jordan came into the league? Nobody was watching that shit like that. They got tired of seeing Magic and Bird. And even before that, nobody ever heard of fucking shoe deals. Nobody heard of that shit. Niggas was playing in just Converse. Converse was the shit to go to. That was the go-to. So yeah, we understand that doors open up. Certain people have to come in to open doors up for others. We understand that. But we talking about the game of basketball. And I still to this day don't think that RG3 made that retweet to try to prove a point or try to call Angel Reese a monkey. No, what I looked at it as, that's another man protecting this woman, said, hey, bro, keep it on sports. Stop talking about people's stop going at people like that. Stop talking about people's personal lives. Keep it professional. Keep it about sports. That's what we talking about for. That's what we here for. Y'all want to talk about everything under the fucking sun when it comes to this WNBA shit. And then when somebody has a difference of opinion than y'all, when they clown the chick when they clown the person that I guess your favorite player or whatever the case may be, your favorite person, all of a sudden now we got to champion everything they see. Well, what about her accomplishments? Fuck that. I don't give a fuck what she got going on in social media. I don't. They ain't got nothing to do with her basketball career. She even said the shit herself out of her own mouth. She said, shit, I get paid more. I don't even pay attention to my WNBA check. I get paid more through my social media shit than I do in the WNBA. And then had the nerve on her own podcast to say, who was that? Krishan Rock? Didn't she say some shit about like, oh, well, you like LeBron James? Bitch, oh, what? I was like, bro, y'all niggas is wild. Nobody said shit about that though. There was no uproar. There was no uproar about that. But then as soon as a black man who conveniently has a white wife, who has a wife that's white, all of a sudden every black person who is, well, I ain't gonna say every black person, but individuals like Cheryl Swoops and fucking Swag, they get on the platform, then they want to go at, well, shit, man, because you know, it's a black woman, you know, so I gotta protect mine. No, this is about sports. This ain't about protecting nobody. She a big girl. She knew what she wanted to do. She knew she in the spotlight. She knows that she's in the WNBA. She knows she's gonna get criticism. Nah, you ain't above it. Simple as that, bro.
Yeah, that is enticing black versus white. This is way bigger than black and white. Let's just say, without saying it, this WNBA that's being pushed kind of reminds the sponsors and the WNBA of the original group, your group that started. These two groups remind them of where the game started. And it's safe for them to push towards sponsorship.
I dare you to let me build you a completely free e-commerce store.
You don't want to explain it? No, I'm saying because some people might be like, what in the hell is he talking about?
Your era? What is your era? Your era of the W?
But you got to answer. You brought it up. I don't know what you
You, Lisa Leslie, like, who was being pushed in?
Yeah.
Huh? No, I wasn't there. I wasn't there when these started.
Handful of players.
Can you tell me those handful of players?
I meant to say it was a handful of players.
You see what I'm saying? Even now, she tiptoeing around and bro, say who was the top dog? Who was the big dog in the WNBA? Everybody wanted to be inclusive when it comes to the WNBA. Man, fuck that. This is sports, bro. This is sports. We gonna talk. We gonna say who's trash, who's not trash, who's balling, who is balling. We gonna give our flowers to the ones who's actually out there getting it. They're accomplishing shit. They're winning games. They're doing their thing out there on the court. But if you trash, you fucking trash. It is what it is. Work on your game. Like, this shit is wild to me, folks.
Who were the faces of the WNBA when the league?
I would say myself, Lisa, Rebecca. They had Rebecca in a lot.
Come on. Who didn't we see that was?
What'd you say?
Huh?
You said they had Rebecca in there a lot.
Yeah, Rebecca was in a lot of promotional stuff.
That is crazy.
Who was
Who was the what?
Nothing.
Huh?
What? I don't. Y'all are asking me to say stuff.
Come on, Sheriff. Tell us about your game. I mean, because there was other players that was probably playing.
Man, I'm gonna keep it right there, bro. I'm gonna stop it right there, bro, because they pissing me off. Because I just don't understand it. I don't agree with it. If we gonna talk sports, we gonna talk sports. I do agree with the fact, keep it away from personal shit. Don't be talking about people's families. Don't be talking about shit that ain't got shit to do with sports. Keep it professional. Talk about the sport in itself, regardless of how you look at it, whether you think she's trash, whether you think she's top dog, whatever the case. Keep it basketball. But at the end of the day, I still don't agree with a lot of it. I don't agree that all these a lot of these people tiptoeing around WNBA players. They say they wanted the spotlight. They say they want the money. They say they want the sponsorship. They say they want X, Y, and Z. They want all this shit, but they don't understand what comes with that. That's going to be a lot of criticism. The more money you get, heavy is the head that wears the crown. So if you want more money, if you want more visibility, you want more ass and seats, you're going to have to take the criticism. You're going to have to take what comes with that. So if you playing like shit, guess what? Motherfuckers going to call it out, and men going to definitely call the shit out, because guess what? Y'all feminist family ain't watching basketball. It's the men that's watching y'all play. So with that shit being said, we gonna criticize you. If you trash, you fucking trash. If you're not, you're not. We gonna call it a spade a spade. You only get better from here. That's all I'm saying. What's good, Andre? That's all I'm saying, bro. So to this day, you can mark my words. I said it today. Until she proves me otherwise, I still think Angel Reese is trash on the court. That doesn't take anything away from what she's doing outside the court. I have nothing to say about her outside the court. On the court, garbage. Hot garbage. 1000% hot fire garbage. You understand me? Big garbage. Let me say it one more time. Big garbage. Got time to play with y'all, man. We got time to play about this nonsense. Listen, man, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure y'all hit that bell notification. So let's go ahead and get on to the next topic. Police officer in Indianapolis, he pissed. He pissed at all the parents. We ain't gonna say what parents. I'm gonna let y'all figure it out, but we know who he's talking about. He's holding the parents accountable because their kids are doing a lot of egregious shit out here in these streets in Indianapolis, and he had to say it. But we gonna do a reaction to Anton Daniels and on the Q show, and so we gonna do our thing. So let's go ahead and get into it, man.
Not your children's keepers. You are. Parents and guardians have got to step up. A kid is dead tonight. Not our job to do this. It is unnecessary. You don't have to act like this. Our officers half a block away from before the shooting started, dealing with another group of individuals fighting. We made we're still tallying them, about 20 arrests tonight. Recovered guns that I know of before this happened from 2 kids. One of them was an assault rifle stuffed in the front of his pants. We keep going back to what's the government going to do? What's the city going to do? The city's invested in this. Millions of dollars the city, taxpayers pay for police overtime to staff this 1 square mile area there was a couple hundred cops down here between state police and Capitol Police and IMPD and other police department agencies. Yes, we're going to keep doing our job. The city of Indianapolis, government, the police department is going to continue to do our job. We're not going to solve this. Not just by the police.
Mm-hmm. Stop parenting. What is going on?
They need the Florida sheriff.
You said what? Again?
I said they need that sheriff that's I think he like in Broward or something. He don't play. So he said he was sending people to the hospital. Like,
oh, I saw that.
So I actually live in Indianapolis, and I saw this, and I actually agree with them. Problem is that you guys wanted to all listen to Oprah, and for me, it's built to ass. Y'all don't whoop y'all kids as much as y'all should be. Y'all thinking like you need to talk to your kids, send them to counseling, and do all this other nonsense. It's built to ass. That's why we have some of these problems. And speaking of that, we used to have Black Expo, which was a big thing here in Indianapolis. There is 1 cop to every 2 people that are here in Indianapolis because guess what? It's a cluster fuck of certain things that are happening in the city. So I actually agree with this cop. Like, y'all not raising y'all kids. And I want to say that he's talking about Black people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can hear it. I was waiting on him to say it. Like, just say it. Because some people don't like the uncomfortable truth.
And we all, just like with the carnival thing, we all knew who the white lady was talking about. We all know who he was talking about. Just come out and say it.
But we know he can't say it because let's say if he does say that, now they're going to take away what his message is and blame, oh, that man's a racist. Oh, that woman's a racist. But to look at this, I watched the whole thing basically, and he talked about his daughter. He's like, I know where my daughter is at a certain time. What are these parents basically doing? Like, why aren't y'all scared for y'all's kids this late out at night? Like, I think it's gonna get worse. These kids, most of these kids that are raising kids are kids of themselves. That's really the issue. They don't want to be parents. They're not fit to be parents, and they'll rather be out partying than actually being parents.
Belt to ass. Belt to ass. I agree with that. We would let these kids get away with so much, beat their asses. I'm sorry. That's just me.
But even that doesn't work all the time because I didn't get whoopings growing up, but I didn't have to get in trouble.
No, I'm just saying it's not that. I'm just saying that is another option that is on the table. It's just that you were raised one way. For me, it was belt to ass, and I know better because I know, hey, if I let my kid out there, if they're not being belt to ass out here, someone else is gonna do it. That's gonna be jail. So we can sit over here and be like, hey, I was told this and that, but nah, hey, my dad whooped my ass. And
all kids are different. So all kids are different. Because we got kids, multiple kids, same parents, same household.
Been in a car accident and want $5,000 for free? Let me show you how to get 40.
Just didn't have a problem. So they could be raised in the same household and still stray away. So it's not just one.
Ooh, she got to fix her mic.
I think sometimes that's the problem. Especially stressed out.
And I'll also say this. This is another reality we need to. There are no fathers in those households. So I know those kids who are out here being pookies. Like that's another thing. We can say, oh yeah, but it's like different kids where the fathers at.
We got to stop saying.
But some of these kids got fathers, and the fathers are getting in trouble. I was just talking to a young man, about the program in my organization that we're talking about launching. He don't even want to work with kids, but he did give me hints.
So this is the thing that this is the thing that I hate. When people make the statement of, yo, where was the father at, right? Okay. And they say, well, you need more fathers in the household, which is true. Then you got other individuals, well, you can't say that because there are fathers in the household who then, they still end up at, bro, we understand that there's always situations, there's always nuances. But when you look at the overwhelming majority, typically speaking, when you got a father in the household, the kid turns out 10 times better than they would have if there was a single mother. That's the facts, and nobody calling nobody out. That's just the facts. And when you got a father that's 10 toes on what he's doing, as a father, he's looking to raise that kid how that kid's supposed to be raised. Even a single father, that kid still ends up 10 times better, typically speaking, better than the kid that was raised by the single mom. Those are the statistics. Don't argue with me. Argue with the facts. That's what it is. But yeah, we understand that there are situations where kids fall through the cracks. We understand that, bro. We understand that. That's why you got to speak in generalities. You can't speak on different situations. You can't speak on just your anecdotal experiences.
What did he think would help him? He said,
was a moment 10.
Maybe somebody like us, but his dad, he was raised by his dad while he was getting locked up. His dad was getting in trouble too.
Fact.
So we have to go all the way back to the accountability to my generation and the people before me. At the end of the day, and we got to go the rest of the way. Start over.
Miss Nikki, though,
It's a lot
it's
of
key what you
healing
just
that's
said.
needed
Hold
in these
on, Miss
households, in our
Nikki, what you
households.
just said is key. His dad was in jail, so that's what they all know. I'm just saying, have the right fathers that are raising these kids. You heard me say my dad will whoop my ass. My dad was never in jail. He said, hey, if I don't whoop that ass, belt to ass, someone else is going to teach you this. Never in jail, but he told me that. And he
Your dad
showed
is
me.
African though, right?
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it do.
No,
It doesn't matter.
No, it don't. It don't matter. No, it don't, Dalen. No, it don't, Jerry. I see what y'all are trying to do because y'all already see that. I think he what was he look like he about Haitian. It's like he's Haitian or some shit. Or African, whichever one. But no, it don't matter. It don't matter. I grew up in a 2-parent household. Father and a mother, still married to this day. No issues. Me and my brother. Me and my oldest brother. No issues. Raised in the same household. We had one brother. It's 3 of us, right? The middle brother, because he was staying with his mom. He was staying with his mom. Right? He was staying with his mom. He wasn't staying with us. He wasn't staying with the stable home. So he's the one that ended up in jail. Why? Because he was with that single mom. And the 2 who stayed home, the 2 who were at home with their parents, with 2 parents in the household, just saying, no jail time, never been in jail before, never been in any crazy trouble, doing good in life, got degrees and shit like that. Like, bro, listen. That's all I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying.
My dad was just omnipresent. And no, it doesn't matter. Hey, my dad could be African, he could be white. I could have been raised. It doesn't matter. My dad just told me.
Plays an impact in that though.
Hold on. What is your dad? Is he African?
No, he's Black American.
But he told you, hey, do better, so you know better.
Nobody had to tell me anything though. Like I never had to get.
That's cap. Now, see, Jerry, I like you, Jerry. I like you, Jerry, but you're being disingenuous. You had to learn. There is a foundation that you had to learn that was taught to you in order for you to say, well, I didn't have to. Yes, you did. Your parents had to teach you right from wrong. They had to establish a foundation for you so you can understand, like, look, I don't need to be doing this. I shouldn't be doing this. Because they probably told you something that probably freaked you out or scared you. Like, you know what? I don't even want to do that. Could have been anything. So just because you didn't get a whipping don't mean you automatically came out the womb understanding what it is that you need to do. Come on now, Jerry. Come on, Jerry. I feel you, but come on now. Let's not be disingenuous about this.
Talked to growing up, and people in the chat and some of y'all were saying like girls are different than guys, but I never had to be talked to. Growing up, I never got whoopings. I knew like I wanted to get good grades because I know that made me feel good. There was no inherent, oh, you're going to get rewarded for this or anything. That was just who I was, and that's still how I am. The only reason why I say that is because culture does play an impact in it. Just like Asian culture plays an impact in how they perform and, you know, what their criminal activity is, if it's even existent. African culture has an impact. That's the reason why I mentioned that.
But what I'm also saying though, I'm not disagreeing with what.
Again, there are many other instances. It's not just because of the culture of African or Asian. Everybody has a different method. There's not one way to raise your child properly. Yeah, in a lot of cases, yeah, you don't need belt to ass. You don't. Some kids just get it. But that's because you already set the foundation for them. So therefore, that foundation that you set for them, that's all that they needed. And they knew how to operate within that. Some kids, you need a little bit more tough love. A little bit of belt to ass. Now, does that mean you need to just start sporadically spanking them just because they do something? No. You need to start putting things all right, look, shorty, you got 3 tries with me. I'm going to give you enough rope to hang yourself. So I'm gonna throw you this. I'm gonna tie this rope around your waist, but I'm gonna give you enough rope. You can do what you do. You can jump, play, do whatever. But as soon as you get out of line, I'm gonna yank that motherfucker. I'm gonna yank that goddamn rope. Let you know, hey, you better stop doing what you're doing because you know you ain't supposed to do that. All right, that's the first warning. Cool, chilling again, and then you try something else. You do it again. I told you, stop doing that. That's 2. Now you do the shit again. I'm taking that rope off, belt the ass. I already told you, I gave you 3 strikes. So now I'm putting belt the ass. And then once I put belt the ass, I'm going to tell you why I put belt the ass so you can understand why I did that. Now look, I didn't want to do it, but I had to do it to understand and nip the things in the bud because you thought it was a fucking game over here. You thought I was playing. You thought I was play pimping over here. So therefore, belt the ass. And I'm going to sit you down while you crying and tell you exactly why the fuck I did what I did. And explain to you. So you remember when I told you to stop doing this and I kept yanking you with that rope? Now, I'm just using this metaphorically. I'm not talking about the actual rope. Using this metaphorically. You know why I kept yanking that rope? I was telling you to stop beforehand. But yet you continue to keep doing the same thing I told you not to do. So therefore, I had to get the belt and put it on your ass. So if you don't want this experience again, don't do the thing I told you not to do. How about that?
What you're saying. What I'm also saying is that this in Black culture, Black American dads too, do well. Let's just not say, hey, just because it's like this, they just came up under unfortunate situations for the dad to be in jail. So I also want to give credit to that. Doesn't have to be a certain culture for you to be raised that way. Doesn't have to be that.
I think that some of these kids shouldn't even been born.
Oh Lord,
that too. And some of the dads are doing it. Some of the dads are weak. Some of the moms not letting that step up.
It's a lot of people that grew up well. I know a lot of niggas that got great moms, great dads, living that are well above middle class. Like I know a lot of niggas that grew up well, still in the streets. It ain't just because the dad ain't home. I know a lot of people who only grew up with their dad.
That's true too.
They daddy. I know a lot of niggas who way tougher and to kick their dad ass. They dad.
What the fuck does that got to do with anything, bro? I guarantee you, the dads that you talking about, their dads are probably soft as fuck. They don't have a backbone. 2, they probably in the streets as well, and they want to be friends with their fucking kids instead of being the disciplinarian and let them know what it is. Like, no, this is a dictatorship over here, big dog. I run this shit over here. You don't run nothing over here. I run this. I don't give a fuck how big you are or how big you think it is, because you starting to smell yourself. I gotta show you something. Let you know what it is. A little bit of fear is healthy. A little bit of fear is healthy. You fear God, right? God. And what's the next thing that's under God? Man, right? Woman, child. So if that child don't fear you as the man, you next after God. Why the fuck? Why are you trying to be friends with a little midget? Why are you trying to be? Why? Nobody said you don't have to. Nobody said that you shouldn't love your kid. Play with your kid, adore your kid, all of it. But when playtime is over with and I tell you to do something, I fucking mean it. It wasn't a suggestion. I told you to do it. And I don't need to ask you nicely to do it. Yeah, if I want to ask you nicely, hey, listen, can you go do that for me? Thank you. I appreciate you. But understand, regardless of how I asked you, you gonna do it. Like, what are we talking about right now? No, sir. So those guys, those men that he's speaking on, I guarantee you, they were probably soft. They were in jail. They don't even know how to raise a fucking kid. They just fly by night. They just, hey man, I'm just trying to figure it out, bro. I got a kid. So nah, he acting like he with the homies instead of his kid.
And we're never in the streets, and he's still in the streets. There's so many factors, and it could be environment, it could be circumstance.
So I have a hot take.
Yeah, exactly.
AI
The law,
is
that's
not
what I'm
just a
saying.
buzzword if you use Monday CRM.
I'm so glad you said.
It's different.
That's what I'm saying. The law don't care. The law don't care. They ain't soft on you. So why should the parent be? You're the first line of defense. You are the one that's supposed to protect your kid from everybody else and themselves. So that's why you have to create this foundation for them to put them in the right position so they won't go out there and act a fucking fool. Just kind of like the first video I played since the beginning of the live stream, when you got niggas crashing out in Dunkin' Donuts because a man came, an old man, a 70-something-year-old man came in there speaking racial slurs to you. You ain't got no discernment. You ain't got that solid foundation. You ain't got that confidence within yourself to know how to walk away. Because you're like, you know what? I'm not finna with you. You are old geezer. And me busting your ass right now, it ain't gonna make me feel no better because now I'm gonna look like I'm gonna look like the little bitch because I hit an old man. So you know what? I'm gonna let the manager handle that. I'm gonna go to the back and go make the donuts or whatever I need to do. See what I'm saying?
There's different parts to it.
Circumstances.
Don't get me wrong. The dad is needed in the household. That's a whole nother conversation. But if we're talking about have parents stop parenting, it's partly what Simba was saying. It ain't enough built to ask. Basically, this generation took their foot off the gas. That's why everybody doing what the fuck they want. It's a free for all. Everybody just like.
Well, there was also laws passed a while back saying that we couldn't whoop our kids anymore either. They would encourage the kids to call DFS on us if we discipline them or if we whoop them. We used to get whooped. We used to get spankings in school. I got spankings all the way up to high school in class. People, I'm not saying me. I'm saying
for sure.
They were still why they call it swatting.
Some kids don't have to get whooped though. Why we just
well, no, not everybody got whooped, but some need to get under.
No. Some of them need more than whoopings. It's too late for them. Some of them.
I'll say this: some kids don't need whoopings. I agree with that. Some kids don't need whoopings because some kids get it. All you need to do is have a look on your face. All you need to do is raise your voice a little bit. And some kids get scared. Like, you know what? I'm gonna do what I need to do, and that's enough for them. Some kids, they push the envelope. They push the envelope a little bit. So you gotta add a little bit of aggression to it. Like, hey, little nigga, you keep playing with me, I'm gonna have to snatch your little ass up real quick because you trying me right now. You know, 1 or 2 times you have to tell them, they may get it. But then you got some other ones, they get all the way to 3. So you got to put the belt to ass. And you got to let them know what's up. Like, hey, you thought it was a joke over here. So, on the ass, though. Nowhere else. Just on the butt. On the behind. On their behind. Let them know what it is. Or another form of discipline is fitness. They don't like this. One of the things that you can do for those of y'all parents, one thing you can do for sure. This joint right here, arm straight out. Don't drop it. Danger, especially if you got like a 4-year-old, like a 5-year-old, a 5 to 8-year-old. This joint right here, followed by wall sits. But that's like doing burpees for a kid. You understand me? That's like burpees. That shit would destroy you. It will destroy you. Damn, you got beat till you bled? Ooh, wee. Boy, you must have been bad. You had to be, bro. I figured you had to be shit till you bled. Your parents got tired of you, dog. Niggas like, hey, man, I don't know. I'm finna beat this kid to death. Rice on the floor. Ooh, nah, that's wild work.
Are 2 past whoopings. They need to be locked up.
Right. Well, yeah, now I'm just saying how we part of the reason how we got it. And I think I don't know if some parents, I don't know if some parents gave up when they was like, basically the government was like, you whoop your kids, we taking them from you, whoop, and people just kind of You didn't see people really putting their hands on their kids, disciplining them in the grocery stores no more. You didn't see none of that. Then you would see kids getting checked.
It's never been easier to start a podcast than with Riverside. First, go to riverside.net.
I still see.
A lot of the time, I feel like let me say this. I feel like even with the whole, I'm not gonna make this a conversation about spankings or whooping or whatever you want to call it, but I do believe that is a huge trauma response. Like even like I personally don't agree with whooping anymore. I feel like this makes a child angrier. I mean, I got whooped and it made me angrier. So it didn't solve anything. It didn't heal anything. But
it ain't supposed to heal.
Did you deserve it? So it's not even.
It ain't supposed to heal. It's supposed to discipline you, for you not to do the shit anymore. That's what it's supposed to be for. But if your parents is out here just whooping your ass, just to be whooping your ass, I understand that. But if you out here being bad and you ain't paying attention, you ain't doing what you're supposed to do, but you ain't paying attention with your what your parents told you to do, you just doing what the fuck you think you want to do because you grown, because you think you grown, and you getting your ass busted. Nah, it ain't no fucking trauma, bro. That's what it is. Spare the rod, spoil the child. So if you want to get spoiled, guess what? You gonna get your ass beat if you don't pay attention to do what I tell you to do.
Did you deserve your butt whooped though? Or did you feel like you could have still done better without the whooping? Or do you think that ass whooping got you in line and you was like, okay, mama or dad, I'm not gonna do that no more?
It definitely didn't get me in line. It didn't. I mean, I wasn't never a bad kid or anything anyway, but it would be just things like in school, talking too much or teacher called home or, things like that. But no, now I'm not saying that, certain kids, like I agree with what Ms. Nikki said. Every child is different. Every child requires, a different method or whatever the case may be. But I feel like a lot what's going on, the root of it is healing. It's so much trauma that is compact in these households that's not being dealt with, that's not being talked about. Like I remember when I used to work in a school system, when I first graduated high school, I volunteered at a elementary school until I eventually became hired. And I started off as a tutor, then I went to a mentor, then I went to a teacher's assistant.
Yeah, I get it.
But with that, I was working with a lot of different students, and I was really seeing that, like, oh my goodness, just the amount of attention and just for example, I was in a class with, just really quick, one student, I will never forget him. He really stood out to me. He had behavior issues, but straight A's, super smart, done with his work in a couple of minutes. But he was always talking, always, quote, what the teacher would say, causing problems. I didn't look at it as causing problems. I look at it as he's bored, or he needs more attention, or whatever the case may be. But I feel like we're not. I know Q made the comment, lock them up, lock their ass up, it's too late, et cetera, et cetera. I get that.
For some of
personally, I just feel like, not saying you're the problem, but I feel like just that mindset is the reason why it's gotten to the point.
I think you need to know when to administer a butt whooping. I think people are skipping the steps of discipline, and a lot of parents become parents without any disciplinarian type of characteristics. You forget that you become a parent because you want to raise a child to become a model citizen for the community in which they're not going to stay children forever. God forbid, but we are going to be adults longer than we are children. And those times are crucial to behavior, to emotional intelligence, to curriculum, academics, all of that. And I'll tell you, I see a lot of, especially in our community, we say a lot of fathers not in the household. Well, forget saying that. Why ain't the kids in the father's household? You know what I'm saying? It's like the fathers are not around, but then again, these fathers are not men. So,
oh shit, here we go. I guarantee you it's about to go left. We about to put accountability on the men. Here we go. Y'all ready for this? Here we go.
How can you expect a man to be a father if he never became a man first? And then you leave these women, especially for these young boys, they call them YNs now. And the cop just mentioned about having a rifle in their pants. That's specific to the Black community because they hide big guns like that. There's a difference between children that rebel in children that become murderers, children that become attempted murderers, children that become abusers. And I think that we don't know how to apply the corrective action to certain things that children do. And when we don't attack it straight on like this gentle parenting, I don't believe in that. I got that buck on that Calvin Klein, and I snapped that motherfucker all through the house. Let me tell you, do something 3 times in a row. I'm bringing that belt and I put it. I don't care who heard me say it, because sometimes, and then you don't even have to use it. Sometimes kids they need to fear consequences, because in the world there are going to be consequences administered to you I would never do to you. But ain't nobody gonna love you like your mama. But people, we got to prepare these children out here for what's to come. And I feel like a lot of parents need to really think, how can I discipline my child versus how to be friends, or how to, not dismissing things. Because if you don't, children are our future. So if we don't get them in line, who gonna take care of us when we get old?
I feel like we just have to get to the book. You have to really highlight what is the outcome. We have to highlight what is the outcome that we're.
This nigga just clocked T. Nah, did he just clock T? Hold on. I ain't never seen a man actually do that. Hold on. A man that's not a part of the community of the LGBTQ plus. Hold on. I ain't never seen no shit like that. Hold on. he clocking T.
I beg your pardon.
He out there clocking T, bro. Bruh, dog, come on, fam. Nah, dog. That ain't even supposed to be funny. But I'm just saying though, dog. He really over there doing that.
We have to really highlight what is the outcome. We have to highlight what is the outcome that we're looking for. What is it that we're trying to do?
But before you can even get to an outcome,
are we trying to what are we trying to do?
Before you can get to an outcome, you got to get the moms to let the dads be involved. Most of these men ain't involved because they're not allowed to be involved.
Fact.
Most of the moms, they want to praise when the child is doing good.
Mm-hmm.
They cut off communications with the dad, but when the son is outside being a YN, they want to blame the father. So it's like, when are the women going to be?
In some cases,
I think that's reverse. I think the fathers that are preventing their own selves from being present in their children's lives end up
How are the fathers preventing themselves? Okay,
being the fathers of the children that become dangerous. I don't think there are women that prevent their children or children's fathers being in their life as a good father. Because I won't deny that, but I will say, if you are a good father, and you are a good father, and there are people that can attest to that, and you feel that you cannot parent your child, you are suffering from parent alienation, which is another word for what you
want him to fight for something that he's supposed to already have access to.
But that's the thing that happens when you're not
go to the courts, spend money, and still be denied.
Well, no, you can't be, because in certain cases, when you can prove parental alienation, when you can provide evidence to the court, hey, this is what's
matter how much proof you take to the courthouse is at the discretion of the judge.
I don't care who you are. I don't care what you think. No man who has a kid who wants to be in his kid's life should have to fight to be with his kids. There shouldn't be a knife fight. You shouldn't even have to bring the courts in. That man should be able to spend time with his child when and whenever the fuck he needs to, or whenever he wants to, because that's his fucking kid too. I'm so sick of this shit trying to use everything has to be so pinned up on, well, he need to fight for his kid. He need to fight for his kid. He don't need to fight for his fucking kid. He should have access to his kid at any fucking time. He should be able to have access to his kid at any given moment. That is his kid too. That is his kid. Especially if he wants to be in that child's life. Majority of men are in their children's lives. Majority of men, whether they're single or they're married, they want to be in their children's lives. Black men in particular are the most active in their children's lives. But you hear social media tell you, they say that black men are bums. When 60% of black men amongst all races of other men, they are the most active in their children's lives. So why should the man have to fight to see his kid? Why? I can tell you why. I can tell you why they make that, because either one, she mad because he didn't want her ass no more. He got another girl, and she probably looked 10 times better than she is, and she probably doing way better, and they both doing better. You know, they're thriving in life, and she can't have that, so therefore she wanna bring them back down to her level. So therefore she gonna use her kid as a pawn to make things difficult for them to see them. She gonna try to put them on child support. She gonna lie on them and do everything she possibly can. So therefore, when this situation happens, then when this man is fighting for this kid, and then this process continues to keep going and going and going and going, and then he ends up giving up. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna wait till that kid turns 18, and I'm gonna tell him the story of what happened, how come I wasn't in his life, even though I wanted to be there. And then I'll let him or her decide or have their own ideas, because now they got the story from both sides, not just one side of why I wasn't there. See, they don't want to tell that story though. They don't want to tell that story. They just only want to use the ones when they open their legs up to the bullshit men, the small percentage of men that they always talk about, the ones that's like, hey, getting all of these bras pregnant. They want to use them as the example for all men. Nah, big dog. Most men can barely get sex. That's one. That's one. And then on top of that, the ones who out here getting all these chicks pregnant are the small percentage of men. So who the fuck? So what ain't shit men y'all talking about? Or you only talking about the ones you open up your legs to? Because you ain't talking about the other majority of men, because the balance, the percentage balance, it ain't balancing, because there are more single men with no children than there are single women with children. And that number is skewed. We saw a video earlier today, and bless her soul, bless her spirit. There were two black women. God rest her soul, you know what I'm saying? Pray for the kids. The McDonald's employee, and this is just using an example because it's the first thing that came to my head. The black woman, the McDonald's own manager, and then there was another event where this girl was in the domestic violence situation. Both of these women had 6 children. 6. So when you look at it, and when people tell you there are more single men without children than there are single women without children, it starts to make sense. It makes more sense. It's like, damn, you got all these kids? How? It makes more sense. So that's why when you look at the numbers, like, that's accurate. I can see why there are more men that are single without children versus there are women that are single without children. I see why.
Ask me how I know. I know. So
well, I'm sure, but there's a lot of
men are not they're not being able to be the men they need to be in these boys'
well, we have men that do not take the court route. We have a lot of men that will
feel like that's the minority. I don't feel like that's the majority.
So go look at the study again, Mr. Will Brandt. When you look at the numbers amongst black men, white men, Hispanic men, Asian men, that number says amongst all races, black men are the most active in their children's lives amongst the other races of men. So, do I need to pull it up for you, bro? Do I need to pull it up for you, big dog? Do I need to pull it up for you, homie? Crazy word demons, yeah, exactly.
They have to. My question is, why do men have to fight? Why do women keep the men away and make them go through all that just to be in the child's life? And soon as these sheriffs on this news channel saying these young men out here doing that, you want to call the dad, your son outside running around the streets. No, he should have been in the child's life when he was 7, 8, 6, around 10.
We're gonna tell you, you shouldn't have to call the damn daddy. The person that should be contacted is the father. The fathers, if you have to hunt down the dad, it's like, why do you have to hunt them down? But if you are also saying that it's the fathers that are being prevented, if you're being prevented, it's because you impregnated a woman who didn't respect you in the first place. So expect that continuous cycle to go on. Now you have a child with the woman that you can't even, or children with the woman, you can't even say, hey, we need to. So,
Mr. Will Brandt, can you please explain this? Okay, let me. Oh, don't trip. Hey, don't trip. I got you, big dog. Don't trip. Don't trip. Don't trip, bro. I got you. Let's go to, where were we? Don't even trip, my guy. Now let's use this one, because this one would be more accurate. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to use, let's use this right here. So let's go. Make sure I found the right one. Just a second. Yeah, let's use this one. See if I can find the right article. Right. Methods and analysis, blah blah blah. Methods analysis, blah blah. Where's the information that we're looking for? Right here. Oh, that's not what we want. We need the right statistic and data. No. Yeah, bear with me 1 second. Trying to find the actual the one that's given the actual percentage number 2. Let's go. This is the CDC. Ooh, is this the one? Okay. Okay. All right. So let's look at it. Let's go to this right here. All right. So 2022, a federal government survey revealed that 15 million American children live in households without fathers. A stark increase over 1960 study that showed just 11% lived in homes without a dad. However, by most measures, Black fathers often proven to be just as involved with their children as other dads in similar living conditions, or more so, according to the latest study released in July by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention of National Center of Health Statistics. So I'm gonna find it, and I'm gonna find you a different one. Big dog. Don't trip. Bear with me. Bear with me. Why would you Google fatherless? Why don't you Google most active fathers? See, that's the difference between. See, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for fatherless versus most active. See, that's the difference. That's the difference, my man. That's the difference, big dog. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay. I see. Okay, so let's look at this right here. So negative stereotypes, notwithstanding the landmark of CDC National Health Statistics report revealed that when it comes to Black fathers who lived with their children, a surprising 70% remain more involved across a range of nurturing and involvement activities compared with their white or Hispanic counterparts. White 60%, Hispanic 45%. The study also found that while 52% of custodial mothers in the U.S. are Black or Hispanic, nearly 2/3 of the custodial fathers are white. Now, more than a decade later, race and ethnicity continue to impact the likelihood of father living apart from his children. Consider that 44% of the fathers live apart from from at least one of their children, compared to 21% of the fathers. For fathers, so that's just basically saying that they who lives with their parents, who lives with the kids, and who don't live with the kids. But what we're looking at is the active part. We're looking at active, which then proves the point. Active. Whether they live with them or not, they're active. That was the point. Thank you, big dog. Appreciate you, homie. Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Look at the bigger picture. Our son, our daughter is going down the wrong path, and it could cost them their life.
You say
have to go through the courts.
You saying that having babies by you saying they don't respect.
Hey, I appreciate you, Andre.
Men can't see their child because new relationships, new marriages, a new person around. They feel like they don't want this new woman to be the mom. So most of the time, women aren't allowing these men to be around, and that's really what the culture is.
Miss K, hold on. The only person I can I don't know DeMonte if he has a kid or whatnot, but I'll ask Anton because he's a father. Anton, how have you been able to? You're raising a child right now, right? No, hold on. But he's a father though. He's a father. Hold on. I know that. But I'm also asking from that perspective. That's the thing. We try to miss that perspective and we try to go to the extreme. Anton, you're a father right now. How have you maintained to make sure that your daughter comes home and she is an upstanding citizen in this world?
He wasn't a baby daddy.
I've only given my daughter one whooping in her entire life.
Okay.
But I think that the more impactful thing is that, and I say this a lot, is that I think that children a lot of times, and this is one of the reasons, look, I don't think that there is only one solution. I think that the biggest impact is that there are not two-parent households.
Okay.
That is the biggest problem in the community, is that there are not two-parent households, because I think that all of y'all have a point, but the problem is that, like, is it Jerry? I don't know if Jerry said it or Nikki. And Jerry, Nikki, Mercedes, all of y'all was saying it, that there is all kids are not the same. So one kid can get one whooping and another kid may need consistent discipline depending on, their personality type. But if you don't have people to balance out that masculinity and that femininity in the household, And then you have to treat men differently than you treat women, which is one of the reasons why you have to have a strong man inside of the household. I think that one of the most impactful things for my daughter is that she sees the way that I've treated her mother.
That's a good point. That's a good point. He just cooked on that one. That's a good point. And I said it earlier too. You know what I'm saying? There's many different ways to solve the problem, right? When it comes to parenting. Right? It's not just belt to ass. You know, you got some people who are sporadic, they just want to spank ass just to spank ass, as if that's gonna solve anything. And it's not. You know what I'm saying? So some kids get it on the first try. Some kids understand that, you know what? I just got my ass beat. I don't want to feel that type of pain again. So I'm not going to do it again. And again, you got another kid who they may want to push the envelope just a little bit. They want to see how far they can go with it until, boom, they get caught up. Now, depending on what the parent does, depending on how the disciplinarian style is, it may be physical fitness or it may be belt the ass, right? Cool. Then you got the other kid who want to push the limits even further. So now it's like, hey, dog, you playing me now. You playing with me now. So now I really got to show you what's up. So there are many different styles to it. And then you can add whatever you want to. You can get creative with it. Like, you know what? I'm going to put belt the ass. And then on top of that, I'm going to take away this, that, and the third. Then on top of that, I'm going to do a little physical fitness with you. So therefore, you can understand and feel this pain. All of this shit that you just went through. You can understand from point A to point B, everything, because you decided to do what you wanted to do. You thought you was grown in here. So I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. So you're going to feel this pain, and I want you to remember this pain and how it felt. Because it can only get worse from here. So if you don't want to feel this or experience this again, I advise you not to do it again and do exactly what the fuck I tell you to do. Okay, pumpkin? For real though. Let's just say, I love the last point. Our kids learn social behavior from us as parents. I agree. I don't agree with spanking. Never will. Punishment, especially corporal, is usually done while the parent is angry. No, I disagree with you. I disagree with you, Andre. Sometimes it's necessary, but again, it depends on the child too. Some children don't need it. Some children really don't need it. They understand and they get it. And I said it before. They can be scared just based off of the look that you give them. But then there are some kids who push the envelope. So therefore, you gotta show them better than they can tell you. Because if you don't do anything, if you don't nip it in the bud, if you don't do anything, you just want to go put them in the corner, or you always want to talk to them, it's never gonna get through. You have to give them a little pain. You have to give a little pain, just a little bit, just to show them that, like, listen, I'm not doing this because I want to beat you. I'm not doing this because I want to pop you or spank you. I'm trying to teach you something right now, because guess what? The world don't give a fuck about you. The world don't care what you went through. The world don't care about your feelings. They don't care. I do. So therefore, I'm trying to create this foundation for you. So therefore, because you decided not to listen to me, because you wanted to be a knucklehead, I'm going to spank you. I'm going to discipline you physically, meaning I'm going to put you through some physical fitness, and then I'm going to sit you down. After all that pain, I'm going to sit you down and I'm going to talk to you, and I'm going to tell you, hey, dog, let me holler at you for a second. You know why I did all of that, right? You know why I just put you through that, right? You may say yes or no. Let's just say that let's just say yes, you understand. Okay, so you understand that the fact that I told you to do X, Y, and Z, and you didn't do it, right? Yeah, yes, sir, I understand. Okay, so with that being said, did you like what just happened to you? That experience that you just went through with me, do you like that? No, sir, I didn't like it. So, because you didn't like it, what's the solution to this? How can we move forward from here? What are you gonna now start doing from here on out? Because mind you, it's only gonna get what the pain that you experience right now, it can get worse. Do you understand? What do you understand? Is this going to happen? Is this going to be an issue? Is this going to be an ongoing issue? No, sir, it won't. All right, all good. Guess what? You still on punishment, But I need you to understand that I'm not doing this because I dislike you. I'm not doing this because I just want to be mean to you. I'm doing this because I love you, because I want you to go on the world. I want you to be successful. And I want you to understand that the world don't care about you, but I do. What we talking about? What we talking about? So you just got all it. You just got a lesson. You got a beating. You got discipline. You got all of that. You telling me that kid? You telling me that kid ain't gonna grow up to be an upstanding citizen? You telling me that kid won't? You telling me that kid is not gonna grow up with character? What we talking about, bro? What we talking about? These are the same, mind you, these are the same things that my parents done to me. I got my parents, my dad, military man. He spanked me. Oh yeah, military man. Spanked me. Moms spanked me when I did wrong. But again, I understood what I did wrong. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to feel that kind of pain again. So I'm going to do right. You feel me? So I'm going to do right. I'm going to chill. When you put a little bit of fear in the kid's heart, they understand the consequences. That's why I'm like, nah, nigga, I ain't finna go to jail for you. I'm not going to jail for you. Or I'm not finna do this for you. I don't give a fuck if we best friends. No, I'm not doing this for you. I don't care if I love you. I'm not doing this for you. You're not finna put me in a compromising position. That's gonna fuck me up. No, absolutely not. I was always taught to go with your gut. Like, hey, if you feel, hey, when I went to parties when I was younger, my parents would tell me, hey, listen, if you feel in your heart, if you feel in your spirit that something is wrong, get the fuck up out of there. Don't sit around and wait until the devil comes. Get up out of that joint. And that's exactly what I did. And because I got that information from my parents, I've dodged many situations. You feel me? I've dodged many situations. Many. Because I paid attention, like when you get that little feeling in your gut, like when you party, you having fun, you just get that little uncomfortable feeling in your gut. It just comes out of nowhere. That's something telling you you need to leave. All right. And you need to leave with the people that you went with. Leave with the same people that you came here with. So I don't care if it's 4 of y'all, you need to go get everybody, tell them y'all finna go. Ain't nobody going home with nobody else. Like, nope. You came with me, you leaving with me. We finna go, dog. Because guess what? You're protecting them too. What we talking about, bro? Will Brand said, I absolutely needed it, but the worst punishment I ever got was when my father sent me to my room with no lecture or punishment because he said he was too disappointed in me to talk to me at the time. Hey, Will, I ain't gonna lie, bro. When they tell you they're disappointed in you, that shit hit different. Look, they can tell me they mad at me all day. They can tell me they mad, cool. But when they say they disappointed in me, that shit hit different. You like, oh, you disappointed in me? Fuck. Because all you want is that you want your parents' approval, and they say you're disappointed in you. Yeah, bro, that shit hit different, dog. that shit hit different. That shit make you sad. That shit, they don't even gotta whoop you. They don't gotta spank you. They only gotta discipline. They just tell you they're disappointed. That shit make you start pouring. I swear to God. Andre Morris, you're right. Losing control like my dad did was uncalled though. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. Like I said, it's uncalled for to just lose control. I understand that. You know what I mean? You just whooping your kid, just be whooping your kid. I don't agree with that. If you wouldn't do it, if I was looking, move quickly. All together, get your friends if you drag them. That I swear. The party we went to in Giving and we left immediately. It didn't feel right and we bounced. Exactly, bro. Got up out that joint. Like, nah, I ain't like this. Listen. Hey, look. Y'all ever had that homeboy who got that old soul? Who got that old soul? I'm talking about old spirit. Bro, we was at look real quick, then we'll go to the next topic, man. We'll go to the next topic. We went to this little joint, we went to this little house party. And listen, bro, like we ain't no 40-year-olds or 50-year-olds or shit like that. So we went to this little house party, we having fun, we just, we vibing out, we kicking it. So he come to me, Nick come to me, and he tell me, hey, bro, it's time to go. Look, it's time to go. I'm like, all right, bro, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I roll with him. I bet, let's ride out. Because he knew him, I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I'm just there. I'm just tagging along. So we walk outside. We in front of the house. I'm walking. He kind of behind me. He stopped me like, hey, see? I'm like, what's good, bro? He's like, this nigga tapped me on the shoulder. Listen here, baby. Bro, I swear it took me out when he said, listen here, baby. Like, not baby as in sense like the, girlfriend type shit, but like, you know how old school niggas you play, you jive turkey. They say, listen here, baby. Like Piggy did, listen here, baby. You hitting them corners too goddamn fast. You need to slow this motherfucker down. You know what I'm saying? Almost spilled my yak on a $200 suits, nigga. Come on, baby, get it together. Like that, right? He's like, listen here, baby. We can't be doing no shit like this again. And so I couldn't take it serious. I'm the type of person when shit gets serious, I start laughing. And it's not a disrespectful thing. It's just, I don't know why I do. It's like, I don't know. Maybe it might be a trauma response. I don't know. But I start laughing. I'm about to start laughing. He's like, listen here, baby. And he dead serious about it. He's like, listen here, baby. We can't be doing that shit, bro. I'm like, all right, bro. To this day, bro, this shit cracks me the fuck up. To this day, if y'all would have been there, oh my God. I can't take shit. For sure, Will. For sure, Will. I appreciate you, big dog. For sure. That shit is hilarious, bro. It shit took me out. My son loves to tell people my mom no joke. My mom no joke. He went left to take him for a fresh cut. Get home to take a bath. As soon as he gets out, back of the neck. Ooh, not the back of the neck. No sirski. No sirski. Listen, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. Make sure y'all hit that bell notification. So look, we got the last topic tonight. Mr. Barack Obama and Michelle Obama. They talk about the manosphere, parenting, and how the manosphere is shaping a lot of young men's lives today. So we finna get into that. Make sure I hit the like. Make sure I hit like, comment, and notifications. And if you want to support the channel, link is in the description and as well as in the comments as well. So let's go ahead and get into it, dog.
Well, the story
that I needed to that I needed to or should depend on her in order to make sure that I'm handling my business. And
well, there's a spectrum of parenting. I mean,
Right.
they label it now. You know, there's the helicopter, and then there's the jungle parent or the freewheeling. They call it something. Free range parenting.
Free range.
Right.
Yeah, my mother was definitely in the free range
category.
Love me to death.
But there are, the story you tell is the story of probably most kids.
A lot of kids.
Across the country.
Yeah.
If, you're a single parent, you don't have somebody at home, a lot of kids are, they got to get up, make their own breakfast, find their way. They're doing that every day because there isn't an alternative.
Correct. And figuring out what that balance is.
That's exactly the point. What is the balance?
It's tough.
Which is very different from how we parented our kids, how Kelly is, and you and Kelly are parenting your younger sons now.
But part of it, don't you think part of it was also time specific in the sense?
I ain't gonna lie to you, boy. That thigh action is crazy work. But listen, it's Barack Obama. At the end of the day, it's Barack Obama. But that thigh action is crazy. That's diabolical work. That's diabolical work, bro. I can't even do thigh to thigh, even if I wanted to, nigga. I'm all ankle to thigh. That's it. That's all you gonna get from me. Ankle to thigh action. That's all you get. thigh to thigh. I'm talking. Look how high his thigh is up on his other thigh. And he all the way sideways with it. Ooh. God damn. What do you say? I can remember being too big for mom to spank me, so she started kicking me in the shin. Kicking you in the shins with her cotton. Boy, you went through it, homie. God damn. We have Tim's up north. Look at the sitting positions. Man, that's what I'm saying. He all the way sideways. He thigh to thigh action. Jesus Christ.
That when we were coming up,
that's crazy.
The idea of kids just being out and having adventures and just getting home in time for dinners, especially during the summers, right? Part of what happened, and I maybe affected boys a little more than girls, I don't know, is that freedom, that sense of being able to build up resilience and a sense of competence and a sense of I can manage the world around me because the stakes weren't so high. When I think about kids now on the South Side, same neighborhoods where you guys grew up, but the chances of possibly getting shot or the chances of, some other terrible thing happening are higher. And I think that affected everybody's parenting. And
this man Advisor Ross said, the nigga don't get no pass. Nigga send like the world's finest auntie. More shit. That's why he only has daughters. He squeezed all the sons out the sack. the knee BS. Bruh, your ass crazy as hell, man.
It affected how we handle kids, right? So that now suddenly, instead of just saying, all right, get out of here and come back for dinner time, now it's a play date. And where are you? And do we know the parents where you're playing? And so on and so forth.
We see a good example in it in one of my favorite shows on Netflix that has become the topic of conversation amongst a lot of people, particularly in Black homes, is this series Forever, which is a beautiful story of young love in a Black neighborhood. And it is not traumatic and bad things don't happen.
It's just regular kids.
It's just regular kids that reflects all of our lives in real ways. And I know you watched some of that, and Barack, you are well aware of it. But the show has created a lot of conversation in terms of how do you raise emotionally intelligent boys and what we get right and what we get wrong. Not just among boys, but kids in general.
We watched it as a family. We watched the whole series as a family and enjoyed it a lot. It was really fun to hear the boys talk about, oh, you guys would have done that, or you guys wouldn't have done that. That was eye-opening as a parent. Because
they're evaluating you.
They've got
the little checklist.
I can't trust
evaluating our parenting.
I can't trust no nigga who ain't got no facial hair, bro. I can't trust no man that ain't got no facial hair, bro. You gotta have one or the other. You can't have both. You can't be bald and no facial hair, bro. You like a grown baby. You look like a grown baby. You gotta have a beard. You gotta have the Steve Harvey must. You gotta give me something, bro. You can't just be barefaced out here in these streets. No, sir. No, sir. You can't do both. Nope, you can't do both. This is the one thing where two things can be true at the same time, bro. No, you gotta have one or the other. You either gonna have hair on your head or you gonna have a beard. He might got ain't no way he got alopecia across every part of his goddamn head. If he got alopecia in the head, he can grow a mustache. He can grow some around here. Nah, you can't just be baby. You can't be a bald baby. You a grown baby. You a grown baby. You ain't even got peach fuzz. And your eyebrows barely there. You barely got eyebrows. That's crazy work. That's crazy work.
Or that
he said Lil Bill. Oh my God, dog. Lil Bill. Hey, what was that cartoon with Damon Wayans? What it was, Lil Damon? Lil Dame? I forgot the name. With the little boot in the foot. With the little boot. You can't look like dog. He look like a grown old baby. Look at his face. He looked like a grown baby. That's crazy.
They're evaluating their parenting based on their own.
That's the crazy. That's the crazy thing Dad would do.
Yeah. And it but this brings me back to Emma. Emma's trying to raise these boys, and so she's trying to be somewhere between Forever and then the other show that people are talking about, Adolescence, which I haven't watched yet. Which it gets into sort of the misogyny that young boys are exposed to.
And the online,
the manosphere.
They're getting their parenting.
They're getting their
online.
parenting.
They're getting their notions of manhood from
extremists.
Extremists.
Well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Because let's go back to the original question. All right. Emma's trying to figure out how to raise boys. I think we did a pretty good job of raising our girls, but I've said often that I think I would have had more difficulty raising a son.
I agree.
Because I think I might have been more judgmental, harder, and I would have tried to. I'd like to think I would have been more self-aware enough to combat that. But I just think father, son.
Now with them legs crossed like that, you ain't. You got the legs crossed and the arms crossed. Yeah, big dog. She going up them cheeks, huh? Let me stop, man. I can't keep talking about Barack like that, man. You know what I'm saying? He was once the president. I can't get at him like that, bro.
Relationships for me, particularly if I don't have a dad around to show it to me, might have been more difficult. So talk about, Craig, just how you thought about it. Was it just you took what your dad had done and you said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to try the same thing.
Or were there things
did it change over time?
It was a little bit of everything, but with both what you're both saying. Initially, I thought, okay, I'm going to take what I learned from Dad, all the things that I thought were positive, and then the couple of things that I thought were negative, I was going to try and repurpose.
Right.
What were some of the positives?
Well, it's just kind of the stuff that I named before. The willingness to get up and go to work every day, taking me with him to see what it was like to have male relationships, either at work, at the barbershop. He didn't go to the gym, but in places where men hung out.
Right.
The record store, we would go to the record store every now and then, and he'd have a bunch of friends there. That sounds like an old
I know the record
idea
store.
Going to the record
store.
It's
come back.
It's come back.
Oh, it has it? Okay, good.
It's retro.
All right, let me say this, and I'm gonna let it play through. My bad. I'm sorry for keep pausing, but I got to. This shit's wild. But I do agree with that. Men should have male friends. You need to have male friends. I'm sorry, you may got your lady and shit like that, but you need your male friends. You need male friends. You need to hang around other men, especially other men who are doing things, who are out here putting in work, accomplishing things. You need to be around those type of men as a man, because nobody's going to hold you accountable more than those people who are about something, who are putting forth the effort, who are out here grinding each and every fucking day. They're going to hold your fucking feet to the fucking fire. But then on top of that, you guys celebrate together. You need to have male friends. in order to keep the sanity at home. I agree with that 1000%. But it's also good to be the man who's, you know, you got a number of people in your phone. You know, you got a network of people that you can hit up for any situation. You know, like the old saying is, you know, you always want to have, what is it? A mechanic. What is it? You need to have a mechanic, a plumber, a lawyer, some shit like that. But that whole list, you need to know people. You need to know people. As a man, you need to know people. You need to have a network of people that you know that you can call, that you can hit up. You need to have that. Not just homeboys that you can hit up like, hey, bro, where the hoes at, bro? Where the hoes at? Nah, fuck all that. You need somebody who's gonna hold your feet to the fire. Hey, nigga, why you in my circuit, bro? You ain't getting no money with us. Like, what are you doing? You feel me? So he's like, I don't care how rich, that's how you end up on one of them missing scrolls. Bro, you crazy, dog. Yeah. Only hang with winners if you want to rock. Like, exactly. You only hang with the winners. You want to be in the circles. You want to be in the circles of the actual fucking winners, bro. The ones who are out here doing stuff, the ones who are out here putting in. Nobody's saying that they got to be multimillionaires and anything like that, but they have to be doing something. They have to be, you know, a winner in their own right in regards to what they're doing in life. So I definitely agree with that.
But those were some of the positive things. You know, how to walk with mom when you're walking down the street. Always walk on the street side.
Mm-hmm. On the street
and
side.
holding the door and opening the door for her, allowing her to go in. It was just things like that. Right. And then I, you know, I'd have to really work at thinking of something negative that dad did. But
well, what about? Let me ask this though. I mean, you know, dad also came home, put his feet up. You know, he didn't always cook. He didn't do dishes. He didn't do.
But you have to remember that I was thinking at the time that was okay because he was at work all day and he needed to rest, and mom was always cooking. So, but that's a good one. That's a good. That's
Nah. She bringing that feminist outlook into it. Man, listen, bro. I don't care. Listen, ladies, can y'all be honest with me for a second? Be 100% honest with me. Be 100% honest with me. Don't give me no politically correct answer. I don't want to hear the politically correct answer. If you got a man that you love, admire, and respect, he's getting it out the mud for you. He's grinding for you. He's going to work. He's working 12 hours. He may work 2 jobs. If he can't get 12 hours, he's working two jobs. Or he may have a job, but he has a side hustle or whatever the case. He's doing whatever he got to do to make sure that he can give you the best life that he possibly can give you. And you don't have to work at fucking all. All you got to do is be home and take care of the fucking kids. You mean to tell me that you ain't happy? That you won't be happy? Because this whole idea that, yeah, he may come home and kick his feet up, but what kind of job was he working? Mind you, they're older. So this is probably around the time where factories and warehouses and shit was popping with. You got a warehouse job, nigga. Yo shit, you making money. And you working 12-hour shifts and you working double shifts. So you working around the damn clock, basically. So you only come home for maybe a couple hours and then you right back to work. You on your feet all day, but you bringing home that bread. So you ain't looking to go nowhere. You ain't looking to come home and go out to eat, go out to dinner. You want to come home, kick back in your nice ass house that you paying for. Your lovely lady is at home cooking because now you ain't got to worry about her. She at home with the kids. The kids are taken care of. Everybody's straight. Food is on the table. You just come back and kick your fucking feet up because you need to rest. You need to rest a little bit because you got to go back to work in a few hours. And all you want is a hot fucking meal just to kick your feet up for a little bit. You telling me you really telling me that you won't be happy? That's what you telling me. What woman don't want that? And mind you, now in this day and age where you got men who can actually, if men can actually pay for everything, Yeah, he may not be working. He may not be working at a warehouse, but he's grinding though. But he's still gonna make time for you though. So I don't know why we sit up here making things seem as if, oh, well, all he gonna do is come home and kick his fucking feet up. He ain't gonna do shit. You think he don't want to spend time with his kids? You think he don't want to spend time with you, especially if you've been holding him down? Especially if you've been rocking with him, you know, so you making sure he's straight. You picking up the slack where he's lacking at because he's making sure that he's 100%. You making sure that he remains 100% focused, so that way he can bring home that bacon for you. That's what you telling me. That's what you telling me. Can we be honest right now?
It's a good potential negative.
Gender roles, very clear.
Very clear gender roles.
Very clear.
And I thought, okay, I'm going to do the positive things and then sort of expose Avery, who's my oldest, to less of the negative things.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to remember, Avery's 33. So he didn't have to worry. We didn't have to worry about social media.
Mm-hmm.
There was very little internet stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we really focused on how to behave out in public as a guy, or I should say, how to get along, how to treat girls, how to have conversations. But with Austin and Aaron, it's more of how do you deal with social media?
Yeah.
And which was in Forever,
Mm-hmm.
the whole premise of the show. What are you supposed to say when you do
Is this
that?
a spoiler alert?
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Was a video that got leaked.
Mm-hmm.
So we're constantly talking to them about that. And now I have even more things to draw from because I raised Avery,
right.
And there were some things that I was like, I wish I hadn't done that.
I could have done that better.
I could have done that better, whether it was sort of teaching them how to drink. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't know how to, you could end up in a bad situation.
Right.
You know, more direct conversations about the first time you are with a woman intimately.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mean sex, Craig?
I do mean sex, and it's funny how I was tiptoeing around.
Craig got a little.
I was tiptoeing around it because I feel like I'm on television.
You made me nervous. I was just like, let him get through this.
But
yeah, they be treating Craig like the stepbrother, man. They be treating Craig like the stepbrother, dog. That's crazy word. Hold on, what the hell going on? Let me skip.
Hey, everyone, is because and it's picture to fit whether you're well through home.
I want you to be polite because I want you to be safe, right? And there's not a lot of conversation at this table about, well, how do you feel, and how are boys being taught to help sort through their internal selves? I mean, it's almost like you're supposed to pretend like you don't have an internal self, an internal emotion of hurt or fear or all the things that are natural of any human, but definitely, you know, fears and emotions that young boys, adolescent men, grown men are feeling. But there's no talk in any of these conversations about being anyone, father present, father not, helping boys guide through that piece of it. It's almost as if,
why is it such an issue? That's my question. Why do a lot of women feel as if men need to be emotional? What is up with that? Why do you feel as if men need to be emotional? That's another reason why you should have male friends, because a lot of men understand what men go through. So you can have those conversations. You can talk that shit like, look, bro, nigga, man, I've been going through it, bro. Nigga, I'm out this bitch doing X, Y, and Z. I'm feeling like this, that, and the third. And you just talk this shit out. You hash it out. Some men deal with it in different ways. Healthy ways. Go to the gym. Work out all the fucking frustration. Go move some fucking weight. That's one way you can do it. I don't believe in going to therapy. I really don't. I honestly don't. I don't believe in going to therapy. I don't. It doesn't help anything. It don't help anything. It ain't about the emotion, because guess what? When shit hit the fan, your emotions, you can't sit here and try to resolve the situation and try to figure out, okay, my emotions, okay, I'm feeling kind of scared, but at the same time, I know I have to be the man of the house. No, nigga, you gotta react. You ain't got time for all that. And I get it, that's an extreme, you know what I'm saying? I get that, but you have to use that situation in a lot of different things. You have to operate in that, because guess what the saying is? The person who is always prepared don't never have to get prepared, because they're always prepared. So this whole, you need to figure out who you are. Do y'all not understand that emotion? That's emotional intelligence. I understand that I feel a certain way. I know it deep down inside. I feel a certain way. I might be scared as shit to do this, but I have the emotional intelligence to know, I know I'm scared, but I know I gotta go through with it. Or I know I'm pissed off, but I know I can't act on it. I know I'm extremely excited about making this purchase or making this investment, but I need to think logically before I do that, because that could fuck me up in the long run. That's what emotional intelligence is. It's understanding that you feel a certain way, but you're not acting on your emotions. You still are able to understand it and look past the fact that you're emotional about it, but you're still able to make a logical decision. That's what emotional intelligence is. This whole, well, men, they need to be able to express themselves. Man, fuck all that. Nope.
We are raising boys and pretending like their outward selves are the only things that matter. Yeah. And therefore, who they are internally, how they process, how they deal with fear and hurt. Like that, that's not even on the list of
No, I would agree with you. It's not on the list.
You deal with fear by going straight through that motherfucker. That's the only way you deal with fear. You deal with fear by actually dealing with fear. So let's just use it, roller coaster situation. How many people are afraid of roller coasters? A lot of people are afraid of roller coasters. But the only way not to be afraid of a roller coaster is by actually getting on the roller coaster. You're like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm finna get on this roller coaster. This roller coaster is not finna scare me a fucking way, because I want to have fucking fun. I want to see what the fucking hype is about. I'm gonna get on. Then guess what? Most people who decide to get on a fucking roller coaster, and I'm like, you know what? That shit wasn't even that fucking bad. I was over here scared for no fucking reason. I'ma hop on. I'ma get on the motherfucking roller coaster.
That's because I don't know about you, but during my upbringing, nobody talked about that.
Yeah, so that you couldn't even have that for yourself.
Yeah. I wouldn't even known how to have it, right? Yeah. I would have. I'm just trying to think about the times when I felt insecure. That's internal, or I felt fear, or I felt some sort of way.
Right.
I could always go to dad and say, I'm feeling this because of something that took place. It wasn't, I didn't even know that I could be feeling this just inside and not manifesting itself. It was always a discussion on something it was some issue that had come up.
And so it was a problem-solving conversation.
It was always a problem-solving conversation.
Well, look, I do think that is part of the culture we grew up in. Was not that you didn't have feelings, but you ascribed them to a certain situation. You know, somebody's messing with you. You're getting bullied at school. You didn't make the team. How should you deal with this, right? And then there would be real conversations, but it very much was around, all right, stuff happens in the world and you've got to deal with it. And it goes back to the whole notion of being strong, self-reliant, don't be a baby, etc. I do think that one of the differences for me was being raised by a teen mom. And young mother was.
That's a key. Thigh over thigh. Makes sense.
She would talk to me a lot about how she was feeling. And in turn, I could talk to her about how I was feeling. And so I do think I developed some internal vocabulary around this. And frankly, and I know this, conforms to my nerdy reputation that my wife likes to tease me about, but books taught me a lot about emotions, right? Like reading and movies and TV shows, et cetera. But getting that sense of, this is what people go through, and developing kind of an inner monologue.
But guess what you did though, Pam? That's a character building situation. You still may be scared shitless of it, but you faced your fears though. So guess what you did? You built character. That's a character building situation.
About situations, how are other people feeling? How am I feeling? I tried to kind of piece that together, and it was imperfect. But at least there were avenues in which I could have those conversations. Craig, I am interested in what you described in terms of your relationship with your dad. So did that then carry over to how you interacted with your friends coming up? And was there a point in time where you thought, okay, when I'm dealing with Avery or Aaron or Austin, I need to maybe have a different approach. I need to share more of my emotions so that they feel like they can come to me and talk about theirs. What was that process?
So the process was this. I felt like once I had kids, I had to reevaluate everything, right, which included my relationships with my friends and family and work and the whole thing. And I realized when Avery was born, I needed to cut down my circle of friends to the serious ones, because I've got some serious business of raising this these kids when Leslie came along. And it was about that time that it is probably the first time where I had really deep conversations with my male friends, where you started to understand, okay, something's going on with this person. Let me find out what it is.
Right.
Something's going on with me. Let me share it.
Right.
That's the hardest part, at least for me.
One of the things you've both been good at is having male friend groups. And studies show that the rate of loneliness among young men and older men has gone up, which pushes them into these manosphere spaces because it's the only place they're going to find community or to talk to one another. Can you guys talk about how you both have managed to maintain friendships? What do you think is different about the way you guys have lived lives? I mean, Barack, you've maintained your friends through being in the White House, but there are a lot of men out there in the world who say that they don't have more than a couple of friends, if that.
I was in high school mostly being raised by my grandparents. Mm-hmm. And I ended up making a bunch of friends, a lot of them who were basketball players, but not all. And it wasn't until later that I realized, actually, they were all kids of divorced parents. Mm-hmm. So they're all being raised by single moms. It was almost like we kind of created our little tribe of found mm-hmm. community, a found family. Mm-hmm. And you now know them all, Bobby, mm-hmm. Titcomb and Greg Orm and Mike Ramos. Mm-hmm. And they were an opportunity for me actually to learn how to share. And what that did teach me was that having male friends I could talk to and count on was important to my life.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out, actually, what we've learned is our families, our nuclear family was healthier and happier precisely because we had a bunch of friends. And we had,
Did I not say it? Did I not say that? Did I not say that? I said it. Let me tell you how I know I said it, because I was here when I said it. So, so yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's imperative for men, especially if you're building and if you're growing. It's imperative for men to have friends. It's imperative. You need to have. We're not talking about women friends. We're talking about male friends. And for those of you who don't understand that, we're not talking about, oh, you talking that sassy behavior. We don't operate like that over here. We don't do sassiness over here. We don't do that. We don't do that over here. But it's important for males to have male friendships. That's important. Especially long-lasting male friendships. These are the type of people who understand the things that you go through. You're able to hash it out, talk to it, because guess what? You're always going to have that friend who's going to give you the real. They're going to give it to you straight, no chaser. They're going to tell you, hey, bro, you fucking up. Get to it. You fucking up. Or, hey, bro, I'm proud of you, bro. I'm seeing you. I see what the fuck you're doing. You're going to fuck hard. Keep fucking going, bro. Or there's got, hey, I've been seeing you doing this. Look, let me help you right here, because I work in this area. I can help you build your shit or scale your shit, whatever the case may be, bro. They can always help in different aspects. So it's always good to have male friends, bro. It is.
Essentially, non-blood aunts and uncles and cousins, play cousins and all that, who were around all the time, right? But even with my close male friends, there was a phase, when we were in our 30s and into our early 40s. First of all, we just didn't have that much money. And they were living in different places, so we couldn't see each other all the time. But we did stay in touch, and what I figured out, and that lasted through the White House, as I collected other friends and in Chicago and in college, and was just being intentional with your friendships, making the investment, knowing it's important.
That's a fact.
Letting them know they're important to you, your friends. Small gestures. All that stuff mattered. And I do think that guys sometimes don't do that. Like the idea is, all right, well, if you're around, we can hang out. If it happens, it happens. But
all right, I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna stop it right there because they just babbling at this point. I'm gonna stop it right there. But yeah, overall, I do believe that more men need to be around more men that are doing something, not just toxic men, not just the men who are just sitting around, not doing anything, not progressing, not getting to a bag, not trying to figure out how to become the best version of themselves, not the men who are not in the gym, all of these different things. Men need to be around other men in order to continue to build each other up. That's how men create men. That's how you create men. That's how when they say the father needs to be around the son, because of a man knows how to create a man. A boy don't know how to create a man. And that's facts. So that's why I'm able to speak the way that I speak, because guess what? My father, he raised me to be a man. He didn't raise me to be an emotional little boy. He taught me discipline. He taught me these are consequences for your actions. Whether I like the shit or not, he taught me this as a military man. And so that's why I'm fortunate enough to move and operate the way that I move. So that way the people that are around me, they understand how I move and I stand on the shit that I say. They say, hey, a man is going to stand on 10 toes on what he believes in. That's one. 10 toes on what he believes in. But he can be objective to being wrong too. But he's also man enough to admit when he's wrong. Hey, fam, you right. I was wrong on that one. That's on me. I was wrong. I thought I had this right. I'm definitely wrong on that. Right? He's emotionally stable. Which is what? Which is what? Can y'all say it with me? Emotional intelligence. Right? Being emotionally intelligent. Understanding that you have emotions, but understanding that this ain't about you. This ain't about how you feel because you got other people that depend on you. So whether you're tired, you're upset, you're angry, whatever the case may be, you got people that depend on you. So you got to go and get it. Being a man of your word. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Regardless of how long it takes, you said that you're going to do it. So you need to do it. Regardless of what that is. Protector, provider. And that comes in different forms, not just financially, which I do think that's definitely a big one. Financially, if you can't get it now, you need to be working to get it. And you need to have a group of male friends around you that are moving in alignment with you. Growing, building, establishing, building legacies. These are the type of men that you need to be around because guess what? You naturally create this competitive nature, healthy competitive nature. So therefore, you guys are building each other up. Boom, boom. Hey, what you doing over here? Hey, man, I'm doing X, Y, Z. Oh, baby, you need to be doing this. Baby, I'll be doing this. Holding each other accountable. Because ultimately, it's not about you being jealous of this person or that person. You guys want to grow together. You want to build together. Each one teach one. If one figures some shit out, hey, you tell the next one, hey, big dog, look, I just figured this shit out. I think it'll help you out. I think it'll help your business or whatever you got going on. I think this will be great for you. Bet. Say less. Boom. Each one teach one. And this is how you continue to create a community of men. This is where that masculinity shit comes in. You hold each other accountable. Yeah, bantering with each other. You know, a light bullying. That's good. That's healthy. It builds fucking character. When you can talk shit to each other. When you can say crazy shit to each other, but you already know it's all love at the end of the day. Like, man, I love you at the end of the day. We can argue, we can have a disagreement, but at the end of the day, I love you. Even though I disagree with the shit that you just said, but I still love you though. I give you the shirt off my back. You my dog. Because at the end of the day, we all want to grow. We all want to build together. That's what the manosphere is. That's what it's supposed to be. It's not misogynistic. It's not toxic masculinity. Fuck toxic masculinity. Masculinity is fucking masculinity at the end of the day. It ain't toxic. Abusive niggas who go across chicks' head and all that shit. That's the toxic masculinity shit. We ain't about all that over here. We're about building, we're about growing, we're about building foundation, creating the foundations for the people and the ones and the little ones that's growing and coming behind us. We want to create that legacy for them to make things easier for them. Not only making things easier for them, but giving them a pathway to have a choice and not recreating the same fucking cycle over and fucking over and fucking over. So, let me read some of these comments real quick. So Pam says, and don't know me from Can of Paint. Sucks, I am 51 military brat. most of my childhood friends went to Iraq or Afghanistan. Yep, I went to Iraq too and Afghanistan. COVID-19 took them. Oh, damn. Sorry to hear that, bro. One close buddy in Germany and one in Texas. Have made a few buddies here where I'm at. Hey, listen. Continue to get out there, meet new people. One of the best places that you can meet people where it's a gym. It's a gym. And most people take it lightly. Go to a cigar bar, bro. Go to a cigar bar. There's a plethora of people that you can meet in the cigar bar, bro. All kind of individuals. But make sure you go to the right cigar bar. Don't go to the cigar bar in the hood, in the ratchet areas. Go to the one that's a little bit more upscale. Go to that one. Because when you go to that one, it's a difference. Matter of fact, experiment. Do an experiment. Find a cigar bar that's like, in the, I wouldn't say ratchet area, but in the area where that when you go into that area, like, okay, I know niggas who ain't, I know the type of people that live over here. These ain't multi-millionaires. These ain't the kind of people who's making $500K and above over here. These people are making probably maybe $250 and below that area, right? Check the area out and then go to one where people are making $500K and above. You're going to see a huge difference. Befriend some people in there. Have regular conversations with them. Just talk to them. Because what most people don't understand, a lot of rich people, man, they just want to talk about themselves. Ask them questions. Because it's lonely at the top. They want to converse with different people. Right? And just pay attention to, and just people watch. Just pay attention to how they move. Pay attention to how they operate. And then you start doing the same thing. And then guess what? You get in circles. They're like, okay, so, oh man, what do you do? Oh, I do X, Y, and Z, man. I'm just, just trying to figure things out for whatever it is that you're doing. I'm telling you, you can befriend a lot of people. I've done that. Just saying. Bazara said they ain't trying to hear all that. Women want community. And they killed all community. We can agree to disagree. Hold on, what you mean, Snow Bunny? Agree to disagree on what? Pam Brown says like your play cousin. All right. Yep, golf courses are good too. Yep, go to a golf course, but most people don't want to be outside like that though. Most people, a lot of times, I think, me personally, this may be my thing. I think probably the most social thing that you can do is go to the cigar bar and have a drink, or go to a bar in an area where you may have. Again, same thing with the cigar bar. There's a difference between the more upscale bars versus like your middle class type of bar. There's a difference between the two. So bars, cigar bars, those are dope places where you can meet people, different individuals, because it's a thing when people smoke cigars. It's a thing. Community. We are getting a pro coach. When are we getting a pro coach? Hey, listen, that's in due time. Pro coach is coming in due time. Listen, we got to hit milestones over here first. Once we hit the milestones, then we'll start talking about coaching. We ain't at that point yet. We got to hit certain milestones yet. We got to make it believable. They don't believe it yet. They don't believe it yet. But guess what? We gonna make them believe. We gonna make them believe. Big C know what he talking about. We know, you know what I'm saying? Big C know what he talking about. He been through it. He know what he talking about. Trust me. Andre, apologies. Got to say this. Look at cryptocurrency people. This year, lots of millionaires are going to be born. Oh, I agree with that 1,000%. I agree with that 1,000%. But also, I'm kind of, listen, shout out to Anton Daniels, bro. I look at it from the long-term perspective too. Everybody's not going to be able to go into cryptocurrency. Everybody don't understand it. A lot of people don't want to know it. But one of the most simple, you know what? I'm not even gonna give out that information. Patreon level information. I ain't gonna give it out. So I'm just gonna keep it with. All I'm gonna say is the things that I have learned from Anton Daniels is the things that I am implementing right now to get to a bag. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. All I got as a man is ankle over knee sitting, my balls and my word. Bro, you crazy as hell, man. Andre, I just quit smoking after 40 years of smoking. Oh shit, my bad, bro. Well, look, you don't gotta go in there to smoke. You can just grab a drink, grab some water. Just being in the environment alone. You don't gotta go in there to smoke. Just being in an environment, you'll meet great people, dog. You'll meet great people. I'll give you an example. So I went into so I live in Arizona, right? And because of individuals that I know, I was able to go into this restaurant, this new opening restaurant. Everything was free, new sample, foods, drinks, all of these different things. And I was able to meet the actual owner of this restaurant. For those of you who know where Scottsdale, Arizona is, you already know that's where the rich people be at in Scottsdale, Arizona. This place called Etta. And I was in there, was able to meet the actual owner, one of the owners of that restaurant. And guess what? This guy here is making upwards of several $1 million. And I got his number in my phone. Just saying. So it pays to communicate. It pays to communicate with people. To have people, to have name, to network with people. I'm telling you, it is. Pam Brown, the woman all sharing baby daddies by choice, because what? Consciously or unconsciously unified by net. Bro, you crazy as hell, man. Nah, you is wild, bro. Let's see. Hold on. Give me a second. Y'all showing mad love today, yo. Congratulations. Never too late. Congratulations. Yup, exactly. Anything and everything. Agree to disagree to what, Snow Bunny? What you talking about? Do you vape instead? The ancestors don't play about us in the cigar lounges. I'm telling you, they don't play about us in them cigar lounges, bro. Bad chasers, join if you haven't. Facts. Straight edge, Andre, where you at? Moonshot. Ooh, Hinesville, Georgia. I know where that's at. In Florida, not many suggestions for GA. True. Pass that number over here. What you mean pass the number over here? Nah, I can't be doing that. I can't be passing them numbers like that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go communicate with yourself. You gotta go communicate yourself. I met a gentleman running for office one city over from mine in the cigar lounge a few weeks ago. Stand up guy. That's what I'm saying, bro. Just straight conversing. That's what I'm saying. All you gotta do is talk to people, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Correct Show, we can agree to disagree about anything and everything with 100% love. No, I agree with that. But I'm saying what in particular are you agreeing to disagree about though? That's what I'm saying. Or was it just something that you were just saying that you agree to disagree? That's what I was asking. Sorry for the unclarification. You feel me? That's all. Oh, not us. Okay, got you. Cool. All right, y'all. So look, I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all for tapping in with your boy, for commenting and all that good shit. Make sure you share this with your friends, family, girlfriend, husbands, and all that good shit, right? And if you want to support the channel, link is in the description. Also in the comments as well. Listen, we almost at 1K, y'all. I think last time I checked, I think I'm at like 920 or some shit like that. 920 subscribers. So we almost there at monetization. So we almost there. So we gonna keep pushing. We gonna keep grinding. The 1,000 is just the beginning. It's not the end. It's just starting. This shit about to take the fuck off. You feel me? When I say this, I said I'm not gonna be humble. I'm gonna be confident about this. This is one of the dopest shows on YouTube, and I'm gonna continue to keep saying that. I'm telling you, all the OGs that are here right now, I'm telling y'all, mark my motherfucking words. Mark my fucking words. Just mark them. But make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, and I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all. And until next time, make sure you're here on Saturday too, 9:05 p.m. We gonna rock out again. All right? I'll holla.